water just in case. But yeah, man, I want to start making this like more of a series because it is so viral right now. Like,
oh man, this is the best shit ever, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, my channel is going crazy. I got over 20,000 views in the last 28 days.
Which is crazy for a new channel. It's tough.
It is, bro, it blows my mind. It's averaging like 3 to 4 subs a day.
Which is really, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've been doing this for a hot minute.
Fuck.
So you're doing really good. When I saw you hit 100 subs, I was like, bro, you're on the right track. Like, you're 100% on the right track right now. See, they can already hear us.
Good.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So audio is perfect. We'll wait for the intro to play, and then we'll just go ahead and get started.
Sounds good.
You'll take
Follow your lead.
Yep. But I'll introduce it, and we'll do a little bit of your background.
Okay. Yeah, I looked at the.
Okay, you did?
Spreadsheet, yeah.
And if you want to have that up, totally cool with that. Because I'm going to try to get through all this, but it's a lot.
Most of them kind of intertwine with each other.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on them as we, talk about it, whatever subject we're on at the moment.
Mm-hmm. All right, bet. It's playing. Probably another 30 seconds. All right. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, and we are live, my friend.
Perfect.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Lunar Lounge podcast. Today, I have a fine gentleman in my presence by the name of Antonious. So we wanted to do some things that were in regards to relationships, kind of modern men mentality, and just kind of touch on some of the subjects that a lot of people seem like they probably don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
So he is a local guy that I've known. I've known him for probably over a decade. Went to college together.
Yeah.
Super cool dude, about his shit, about his business. Just overall a good dude. And so he had been on YouTube quite a bit, and he was like, yo, I want to get on the podcast. I was like, I got to get this guy on. This is a nice setup. Thanks. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm going to get into Antonious. So man, who are you? What's up?
Ooh, man, that's
a loaded
it's a long story. I probably need to write a book at this point.
Give us a little backstory on who you are.
Man, so currently I am a serial entrepreneur. I open businesses, help people open businesses. Mm-hmm. I have a logistics company that I operate, and I also, create content on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But just to kind of take it back from the beginning, I'm originally from Ethiopia. I was born there, and I came here with my family when I was 10 years old.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I grew up there, kind of mostly culturalized back home, mm-hmm. and have that African mentality. Yeah. Most people in there born here, but they have parents that are from Africa. They kind of get westernized. Yeah. All the way traditional. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so went to school, came here in 5th grade. So I went to middle school, high school, and then of course college. That's where we met. Yeah. And after getting out of college, that's when I started my first business.
Was that the logistics company?
No, that's the studio. Remember
Creations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Infinite Creation Studios.
Creations, that's right.
And it was kind of with you that kind of shifted my gear into being more of a creative creator. Because the stuff that me and you did back then was different from what I did. Oh yeah. From the street guys. It was always guns and drugs and music and stuff like that. Yeah. Rap music, and it was kind of getting old, kind of played out. So. Put that in the back burner, went and started a salon business. We did very well.
Really?
Yeah, we had 4 locations in Arlington. Had about 120 stylists that were renting from us, and it was going great until 4 or 5 years in, one of the main investors kind of went crazy.
Really?
Yeah, so we'll kind of talk about that outside of the podcast because it kind of turns a little bit violent in the end.
Right.
But I kind of had to separate myself, lost everything, man. Really? Put in 4 years of work, all the money that we'd have made, all the time that we'd have spent kind of just
to nothing,
disappeared. I had to start all the way from the bottom. Yeah, and then I went into the real estate world, and I started doing hard money lending and mortgage lending for fix and flips and rental properties and investment properties. Yeah. And then COVID happened, and we, the whole thing crashed.
Nobody's buying houses anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And it was over with. And then that's when I found out during COVID, I was literally living off my savings and unemployment. I found out I was going to have a son. And when I literally it was like in the middle of all of the shit. I was almost
dead.
Yeah, it couldn't be the worst timing, man. You can't, like, having a kid during a pandemic where everything's shut down. Like, yeah. I mean, when she first got pregnant, I couldn't even go into the hospital for the checkups. This was the first sonogram, the first appointment that she went to go see the doctor, I wasn't able to go because of COVID.
Right.
But yeah, so then that's when I was like, you know what, I gotta find something new, and I gotta find something that's gonna be stable for me to be able to take care of my family.
Right.
But with COVID, nobody was hiring. Everybody was getting laid off.
Yep. Everybody's getting laid off.
So I was like, you know what, I need to humble myself and do whatever. So I set myself a goal of making $275 a day. Didn't matter what the fuck it was.
Right.
Whether that was Ubering, I make $100, perfect. Then I go do this, make $150, and then help somebody do this $25. Boom, I made my $275 for the day. So after doing that for a while, I ran into one of my friends that was running his own logistics company, and I worked under him. I went in there literally as a driver, started driving the trucks myself. From the ground up, started from the ground up. Yeah. And he kind of taught me the ropes, taught me how the logistics world works, and finally was able to get my own contract, get my own trucks, and now I got drivers and my truck's running on its own, and to where I can kind of dictate my time and also make content. That's why I'm able to make so much content now, because I got so much free time to be able to do that. But now that's where I'm at. I have my logistics company. I have my son, of course, and then content is the new thing that I'm embracing.
I've noticed that you just started that pretty recently, right?
Yeah, so I started my channel years ago, and I was always hesitant because before I turned 30, because I turned 30 in February. Before I turned 30, when I was like 28, 29, I was going into the transitioning phase of not giving a fuck. Yeah. I was scared of criticism. Yeah. I was scared of, especially on YouTube, man, especially on social media. Like brutal, people, it's brutal. They spare no feelings. No feelings are spared on social media. And so that kind of kept me away for a long time. And I didn't know what niche I wanted to get into. At first, it was how to make money. I was making videos on how to make money, how to make, quick $100, $150 here, there, doing side gigs and stuff like that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm tired of that
niche.
Lane. Yeah. Because that's what I do all day at work. That's what some people I have that I mentor, that's why I teach them how to make more money. So I'm doing it all day. I don't want to do that. Yeah. And then I put the channel to the side and literally didn't touch it maybe for a year. And then after my son was born, me and his mother, we kind of parted ways. Yeah. And I kind of fell into the deep, I wouldn't say depression, but I was in a dark place. Right. And I had to kind of get myself and dig myself out. And that's when I kind of found Kevin Samuels.
Oh, really?
Found Kevin Samuels there, and shit just...
It'll change your life, dude. It
changed for me, man. Like most people will deny that about him or, his influence and say it's negative. But the people that say the influence is negative are people that never saw his content. Yeah. If you ask anybody that talks shit about Kevin Samuels, be like, hey, how much content of his have you seen? Oh, no, just the clips.
They see the clips.
Just the clips.
He looks like an asshole in the clips.
That's it. Yeah. But you can make anybody look like an asshole in the clip. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can take any of my videos that I've made so far, and you can make me look like an asshole.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But if you ask anybody that has watched his content to the full extent,
thoroughly,
there's nobody that will ever tell you that his content harmed them.
Oh, no.
It's always helped them.
Oh, yeah.
It's just every single individual. Yeah. It's literally a reality check. But yeah, I mean, so this is where I am. I found Kevin Samuels. I started reading different books, found Jordan Peterson.
Oh, he's good.
Amazing. Thomas Sowell. Amazing. He's a black conservative who preaches, just that black people are capable.
Oh, yeah.
And that we're not.
Everybody is.
Everybody's. And so he kind of preaches that ideology and economics and how to basically help the black community prosper and get out of the hole that it's always been. Right. So when I found those guys, it just changed my perspective, man. Yeah. I became more confident. Yeah. I lost almost 50 pounds. I was 250 pounds.
You're getting big, man.
I was massive. If you want to, I don't know if you can put a picture of it in the overlay of the video.
I think I have on the, I'll pull it up on your Instagram.
Yeah, and I was pretty massive, but I didn't know I was that big until I lost it. Yeah.
Well, you were tall. Idea. You're tall, so it kind of works.
Hides it.
Yeah, but if you were short in 250, good Lord.
Yeah, man, that ain't.
Yeah, you'd be looking rough. But you said you just exercised, dieted?
Yeah, exercised. I go to the gym every day. I cut out, I used to drink like maybe a can of Coke or two a day. I cut that out. Cut out fast food, Whataburger, McDonald's, all that stuff.
Try to cook it more probably.
If I did eat out, I ate out Chipotle because it's pretty clean.
You can track rice, the macros beans, pretty well,
you can track that. Yeah. Subway, stuff like that. But yeah, I cook at home, and I mean, this is the best I've ever felt, ever looked, ever, just the confidence.
You remind me of when you were in college. Because you were skinny in college.
Yeah, I was a lot slimmer then.
Slim in college.
Yeah.
When I saw you get big, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
He's eating good.
And
He's in a relationship. He's eating good.
Man, you know what? That was the exact opposite. I was horrible. I was depressed, angry, sad, just not myself.
Yeah.
And I hate the word depressed because I really don't believe in depression. I think it's just a state of mind.
Yeah, 100%.
And when people ask me, hey, how do you define depression? I always tell them it's when you're forcing yourself or your spirit or your character to play an individual that they're not meant to play. That means you're acting.
Oh, yeah.
You're pretending to be somebody that you're not supposed to be. And that toll on your spirit is what's making you depressed. And when I found that out, I was like, what am I doing that's not making me happy?
Right.
Who am I pleasing before I'm pleasing myself?
Yeah.
And that, when I cut all that out, bro, it's
that selfless love is so valuable, man.
Very
and
valuable.
A lot of people don't ever know how to tap into it.
Right.
It's one of the hardest things to have, though.
Yep.
To wake up and know every day, no matter what you accomplished or what you have accomplished, you're enough.
Exactly.
Because that mindset alone will set you up.
Exactly. It's the seeking of validation from outside of yourself.
Yeah,
that's dangerous.
which is, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares what other people think? I think I've talked about this with somebody else. I think it's the level of shame that you get comfortable with, right? It's like, so you have a certain level of shame that you're used to, and you can't shame me.
Exactly.
I've been arrested.
Exactly.
I've made a fool of myself.
Exactly.
There's nothing you're gonna do that's gonna make me feel bad.
I agree.
But that's good, man. I'm glad you walked in smelling great, looking good.
Thanks,
so
man.
I'm very, very happy for where you're at right now.
I'm happy with what you're doing, man. I've been you've been a great influence of mine. Watching your growth on the social platforms. I'm like, man, this guy is a genius. And I've seen your strategy. It ain't just willy-nilly just throwing stuff out there. You've planned it all. And
oh yeah.
When you showed me that, I was like, okay, this guy, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, you got to plan it out, man. Because the thing is, for me, I don't know about you, but goal setting allows me to not get overwhelmed.
Yes.
Because I have so many things I want to do. I'm a creative. You're a creative. So I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do that. But then I get overwhelmed. I don't do anything.
They don't do nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I pick
or
something.
You do something small here. You do something small here. Nothing gets done.
Exactly. And you half-ass a bunch of stuff instead of whole-ass in one thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and get into the bulk of what we're going to talk about today. So we're really going to dive in super... relationships, modern women.
Get ready to be triggered.
Men.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warnings. If you get triggered, you can absolutely dip. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about some subjects that I've never talked about on the podcast. So I'm kind of really excited about this. We're just gonna start at the very top, and I want to start with our perspective as men. What are your thoughts on the modern man?
I think we've lost our way.
In a traditional way, you mean?
I think in a manhood way, meaning all encompassing everything.
Okay.
Whether that be your finances, your capability to provide for yourself and a family, how confident that you are as a man, and then your assertiveness and your ambition.
Yeah.
I think matter of fact, this is a great example. I've seen a video that went viral. I found it last week, and I was gonna make a video about it, but I kind of let the dude slide. But he was in his car during his lunch break, making a video. I think it was like a TikTok, crying about how much he hates his job. Literally, like tears dropping and boohoo crying and complaining and just like moaning about how much he hates his job. And I was just thinking to myself, like, how far off have men gotten from themselves to be that much of a pussy?
Yeah, it's
like
as simple as that.
The
man.
pussification of modern men is what kind of has. That's the reason that we're in the situations that we're in today. Because most men aren't ambitious. They're not determined. They don't want to go and get it, and they're lazy.
Yep.
They just want to be handed a check.
Yep.
For free. And so you look at that guy for an example. It's like you have all the choices in the world to go do whatever that you want.
Yes.
And the reason that he's able to sit in a car using a technology to cry and bitch and complain about a job that somebody gave him is really delusional to me.
It's completely delusional.
It doesn't make any sense, because it's the reason that it's so crazy, because it's competent men that got this man to the position that he's in right now.
Yes.
It's men that have the world has been so modernized, so civilized, to where you don't even have to go out there and hunt and kill for your food. Because that's what he was complaining about. I was like, why do we have to live like this? We never lived like this back then. Well, you want to go live back in the day?
Yeah.
You got to go hunt and gather.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you go to Africa right now, you got to go hunt and gather.
Yeah.
You can't sit in a car and
AC.
just drive to work, go get your money, and then go buy the resources that you need.
Mm-hmm.
If you lived back in the day, you had to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then men like that, if we lived in the primitive days, men like that don't survive.
Oh, they're just beta men.
They don't survive.
They don't.
They get, it's the, what is it? Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
They're not going to go out there and hunt because they're lazy or scared, or feel like somebody just should head into them. So they're never going to make it. And then they're not going to procreate. No woman is going to choose that man because you have no resources.
Yep.
So if you were to live back in the day, you would not make it. So now you're sitting in the comfort of your car bitching and complaining about a job that you can go get any other job.
Mm-hmm. No, it's your choice. And Jim Rohn talks about this. It's like the only thing that's going to change your life is you. Yeah, like nobody owes you shit.
Yep.
The universe doesn't owe you. Like Kevin Samuels, he says this all the time. Universe doesn't owe you anything.
Yep.
They don't owe you an explanation.
None.
You got dealt the cards you have.
None.
Do something with it.
Because we all have our own problems.
Dude,
you had your own situations.
Mm-hmm.
I have my own situations. He had his own situation. Everybody had their own struggles. So it's like, pick a struggle. It's like a competition for victimhood.
Yeah, no, it's the glorification of victimization.
Yes.
And because the problem with that is as soon as you play the victim, you lose all of your power.
And you lose credibility.
Well, yeah, nobody's going to want to help you.
Exactly.
Chris Rock has a joke about this. He's like, you want somebody to help you start your car? He's like, get behind it and start pushing it. People will help you.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're helpless, like, help, people don't want to help you.
Nobody's going to.
You want to help yourself? I don't want to fucking help you. Cool. So let's flip the coin. Are modern women delusional? Since in general, modern men, I feel like, are kind of delusional. We won't get too far into that. But what about modern women?
I think they're more delusional than modern men.
I would agree. It's harder for men, but go ahead.
And I think I blame feminism. And
feminism at its core, I'll pause you there for a sec. Feminism at its core, I'm pretty sure was just equality of opportunity.
That's the first wave.
That's all of it.
Right. The first wave of feminism just gave women the choice.
Yep.
That's it. And then it transitioned into, okay, now men and women are equal.
Mm-hmm.
Now men and women are the same.
Yep.
And then now it's gender fluid.
Yeah. It was
the core of it is feminism.
Yeah.
And it has gotten so extreme. There was a video I watched by Ben Shapiro. I'm not sure if you know who that is.
Yeah, I know Ben Shapiro. Talks really fast.
Yeah, talks really
Jewish
fast.
guy.
And he did a history of feminism, and he broke it down very well. And he had really great resources and sources that he cited. Mm-hmm. And it made sense. It was literally just the different phases and waves of feminism that has transitioned into becoming what it is now, which is men and women are the same. You can become a woman. I can become a woman. You can become a man. I can become a man at any point.
Yeah, that gender fluidity is scary.
And that's because of feminism. But the first wave, some women nowadays are stuck between that second and third wave to where they think they're equal in the same. They're the same as men. And when you say the word like equal, or you say men are better than women, and it depends on the context of it.
Of course.
They get really triggered.
Really triggered.
They think that
we are everything a man can do.
Yeah, like
you can't pee out of your penis.
there's no equality when you're comparing two different things.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges.
It's apples and oranges. So I mean, that's where the delusion comes in, and they want, they expect men nowadays to be traditional, and they're not traditional themselves.
That's something I want to pause you there. That's something I've seen a big thing of.
Right.
Is modern women want traditional men, but they're not traditional women.
Exactly. They want the men to provide.
Yep.
They want the men to pay all the bills.
Mm-hmm.
They want the men to be the protector, and they just want to sit back at home and just be the wife. But you're not wife material.
Nope. You're short, or you're overweight, or you got tattoos all over yourself. You got piercings all on your face. Like, high value men want a certain caliber of woman.
Exactly.
And it's like, I think the statistic is 90% of women compete for 10% of men.
Well, I mean, it's hypergamy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, women always want more. That's why 7 out of 10 divorces are led by women.
Exactly, because once they see something that is better than what they have,
they want it.
And if the option is there for them to take it, I mean, they'll take it.
That's so true, though.
Which is in their nature. Because
you can't blame their instincts.
You can't blame their instincts. Yeah. Just like they can't blame our instincts to want the most beautiful, attractive, fit women.
Multiple of them.
Multiple of them. I mean, that we can't deny the fact that's within our humanity.
Yeah. Biological DNA.
Yeah, exactly. So we can't change that. And that's the problem in a nutshell. They want the traditional man from, they call it when you tell women, hey, I want you to cook clean, they're like, oh, we're not in the 50s and 60s. And then, well, when they say, hey, I want a traditional man to protect and provide and pay all the bills, we can't say, oh, we're not in the 50s and 60s.
We can't say
we
that.
can't say that.
Yeah, that's so true.
They expect, because we're expected to be masculine at all points. We're supposed to fulfill our masculine duties even when we're not in a relationship with them.
That's very true.
Because you walk around, especially in our community, Black women love to say Black men don't protect women, or they don't protect us. So they expect that masculine burden of performance, even when we're not married to them.
Yep, or even associated with them.
Even
you see me getting beat up, I expect you to jump in.
Yeah,
that's
not. How is that fair? Because now when I ask you to look at me and smile, do you think that's a problem?
Yes, I saw that one. I saw that.
That's a huge problem. I mean, I've seen that before even Kevin Samuels made that video go viral.
Experience it, yeah.
Yeah,
I've noticed it here.
You can't tell me to smile. Well, okay, well, my bad.
Yeah, it's just a smile.
It's just a smile.
Yeah.
But you want me to, if you get slapped, you want me to go check this dude for you. But I don't even know you. I don't even know him. But you want me to put my livelihood
on the line.
The line for you.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That right there is, I think, the biggest divide of why people aren't in relationships as much, where people aren't having kids. Like you do have a kid, but like think about 50 years. Let's say our parents, when they were our age, they had multiple kids.
Yeah. Oh,
I had a kid. You had a kid.
And you were married 5-6 years at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with us, it's like people are having kids out of wedlock, or they were married, they were divorced, but it's not as many kids. It's like, oh, we can only afford to have one.
Right.
Like, think if you had 3. I don't know if I could afford to have 3.
Right.
I could probably afford 1, but it's like the state of where we're at right now. It's just like, I'm not making as much as how much the world costs.
Right.
Like when our parents were our age, it was easy to buy a house. Now,
right,
you ain't got $250,000 or more. Good luck.
Yeah. It's just damn near impossible.
Yes. So let's go back to men. So what, as a man, what is it that you want? What are some things that you look for in a woman for like a suitor, for like somebody you would actually go for?
Surface level, of course, somebody that's attractive. I mean, that's plain and simple.
Yeah, physical attraction.
That's the first thing that we look at, and of course, women nowadays try to deny that.
But I'm smart. I have a degree. We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get to that before I even find you attractive.
Yeah.
And then, of course, fit, and somebody that when somebody asks me what makes a good relationship good, I always tell them mutual cooperation.
That's a really good answer, yeah.
That's it. It's mutual cooperation, understanding what she wants and understanding what I want.
Right.
And then can we fulfill that?
Right.
And then I always, because I'm in a relationship right now as well, and I always tell my woman, I will never tell you no. If it's within my capabilities, if it's within my bounds, I will never tell you no. Why would I? I don't have no reason to.
True. Unless it's a selfish reason.
And I mean, yeah, of course, and something that's, reasonable.
Maybe against your moral code or ethics.
Exactly. So if you're not going against any of those things, why would I tell you no? And I expect the same from you. And so that's what I feel like men want and women want.
Yeah.
Of course, we look at how attractive you are,
right,
how fit that you are, how nurturing that you are, because of course we want you to be, mothers to our children. So that's a default. I feel like everybody should know.
Yeah.
Just like women think, or women expect men to know that the default is, hey, I need you to be a provider. I need you to make money.
Yeah,
I need you to be,
money.
Taller than me.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, that's what women want.
That's very true, though.
And I need you to be stable and consistent.
Yeah.
That's a default. That should be any human being on the face of this earth. You should be consistent, stable, and of course, for the men's side, you should, we want attractive and femininity and cooperation.
It's really fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive.
That's it.
It's Kevin Samuels
really, oh man, that submissive word will get you canceled,
dude.
Like,
why do you think women are so afraid of being submissive right now?
They think it's been demonized.
I agree.
It's been demonized. I think the media, movies, TV shows, Lifetime, Oprah Winfrey Network, all these women channels kind of perpetuate the ideology that men are abusers.
Yeah.
And they fall for that.
Yep.
And they see, because you ask them, I mean, of course, some people might have some anecdotal experiences, but you'll ask anybody, like, have you seen a woman being battered? They're like, no. But if you see in a table talk, they'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen women get beat up all the time. Well, who do you know? Oh, no, no. Or you saw a Lifetime.
Yeah,
it's like an indoctrination.
It really is, though.
It's like they've been kind of taught to believe that men are out there to get them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at most men, we don't even have time to go do that.
Dude,
if you examine the average man, the guy that works, you know, at a gas station, the guy that works at a power plant or
grocery store.
drives trucks or whatever. If you go look at those guys, they're not going out there busting their ass all day every day to go home and oppress their women. They're not going home and beating on them. They're not going home go make all this money and be like, oh, it's the patriarchy. I need to dominate and go beat up on my women when I get home.
No.
Nobody's doing that.
No,
not
in the masses.
Not in the masses. Of course, you know, most people love to live in the outlier, but if you are of course, there's bad apples in every situation.
Of course,
there's bad men, there's bad women, there's bad relationships, there's bad everywhere. You can't just, you know, expect this is not a utopian society.
Yeah,
but so it's kind of the media, the TV, the movies has kind of taught them that men are bad.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And men are out here to get them.
And I think that plays into why men maybe live more in their feminine space than they do in their masculine space. It's because they've been demonized.
Yeah.
And like this word, I want to bring this up, toxic masculinity.
Oh my God.
What do you think about that word? Or what do you think about that phrase?
Women love to use that or attack a man's masculinity when we don't confine to what they want. When we don't do what they want right then and there and kind of agree with their side of things or agree with their way of living, they think it's our toxic masculinity taking over. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity.
I don't believe in it, to be honest with you.
There's no such thing. I mean, there's toxic men.
Yeah, there's toxic people.
And there's toxic women. Like, okay, is Amber Heard toxic femininity? No,
right.
She's just a toxic woman.
Yeah, she's just a bad person.
She's just a bad person.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing. It's just they love putting anything that would demonize being masculine. So if you put the word toxic in front of masculinity, it kind of it makes people feel good that are trying to demonize the masculinity ideology.
And I don't know about you, but I've seen some of my friends that like have stood up for their girl, and then their girl was like, "You're being toxic." That's, and I'm like, no, that's like his DNA. I mean, he broke up with this girl, but like I've seen some of my homies go through this, and they're like trying to build relationships, and they're like, because I've been dating my girl for 5+ years. Like we're solidified. We're gonna get married. Blah blah blah. But they ask me, it's like, well, what is a fine line between being too masculine? And I'm like, dude, just live in your space.
Nothing. Yeah.
There's no, you don't want to start tiptoeing because you're going to tiptoe and you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Just do what you want.
Right.
And it is what it is. If she's there for the ride, she's there for the ride. If not, there's more fish in the sea.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And that's the problem with men. They have that scarcity mindset when it comes to women.
Right. Dude, there's so many out there.
There's so many out there. So they want to confine to who they're currently talking to or dating. So they kind of try to qualify themselves to that woman. Yeah. No, man, just be yourself.
Oh, 100%.
That's the biggest advice you give any man. Do not try to change who you are to have a woman like you more or, you know, get a woman. It's never going to work out because eventually you're going to expose yourself.
Oh, 100%. And I think with toxic masculinity, I thought you brought up a really good point. There has to be an equal and opposite to everything. So if toxic masculinity does exist, that means toxic femininity exists.
Absolutely.
And nobody wants to talk about that.
Nobody does.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
Because there is no such thing.
Yeah.
There is no such thing. So if you're going to have the idea that toxic masculinity exists, well, let's have examples of toxic femininity. Well, there is no examples of toxic femininity. Okay, that means there is no examples of toxic masculinity.
Exactly. It cancels each other out.
So if the the categories that make somebody toxic or toxic masculinity, what are those categories for the women? If that don't exist, the other one doesn't exist because it's the same category.
It's a really good point though. Like it does cancel each other out completely. Let's see here. Let's go to this question right here. What are some of the biggest red flags in modern women, you think? And this could be you looking from the outside in to say, oh, hey, giving me advice like, hey, homie, watch out for this, watch out for that. Or it could be things that you personally are like, I won't go for a chick that has X, Y, Z.
Okay.
So whatever way you want to look at it.
I would tell men to avoid, and this is going to be controversial because I'm in the same situation. I don't date single women. I mean single mothers.
Why?
And okay, I'm gonna break it down like this. Okay. When a man has a child, it's completely different than when a woman has a child. And I'll use myself as an example.
Okay.
With my son, me and my son's mother have a great relationship. So, but besides that, me and my son, when I'm vetting a woman or I'm about to be in a relationship with my woman, there is no expectations that I have for her as far as what I need her to do and provide for my son.
Okay. Because you've got that taken care of.
Because I got
that's
that
locked down, right?
But the thing is, on the opposite side, when a woman says, or when a woman has a child, she'll always say, no, just like I will take care of my child, she'll always say, I will take care of my son. I don't need no man to take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's false.
Yeah.
That's completely false. Because let's say, okay, you said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that means I will not do anything for your child. So if I have a kid with you, that means only the kid I have with you gets gifts, Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, clothes for school,
McDonald's,
whatever. McDonald's,
yeah,
McDonald's.
Like that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when a man has a child, I don't expect, the only thing I expect from my woman is nourishment.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to just be motherly.
Yeah.
Meaning just be available.
Right.
I don't need you to pay nothing
Bills.
for my son.
Yeah.
I don't even need you to feed him. Just be available to do so if I ask you to. But I don't require that of you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, I kind of do require that because I want kids with you. So you got to have that trait anyway.
Yeah.
So if I have a kid and I'm bringing him into our household, the only thing that I need from you is just to be motherly.
Right.
Now, on the opposite hand, when a woman brings a child into the relationships, it's a lot of, I don't even like to say the word burden, but it's a lot of burden on the man.
Mm.
Because, okay, let's say I get in a relationship with a woman that has one kid.
Yeah.
And let's say I want kids myself, right, with her. That means if it's just me and her and my kid that I have with her, I just need maybe like a 2-3 bedroom house.
Yeah.
And now I got to get extra bedroom for her son.
Yep.
I got to get extra groceries for her son.
Her son, yeah.
I got to get everything that I would provide for my biological kid that I have with her, I also have to do for her son. It's a requirement. They might say they don't require it, but they're not going to let you live a life like that to where you're only providing for your biological and not the other.
Right.
They're not going to put up with that for so long.
Oh, 100%.
They're going to always, it's going to be some type of tension because
Animosity,
you're doing that.
yeah.
Because you're doing that. And it's going to create some type of animosity between the kids as well. Because he's going to see that this kid is getting more than what this other kid is getting.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I say it's different when a woman brings a kid into a relationship than a man brings into a relationship. Because now I have to go out there and make more money. Now I have to go out there and work harder. Because you have an extra kid and because it's going to require more from me to have to provide for.
100%. And to piggyback on that, it's like what do you think about being able to like discipline a stepchild? It's kind of like, and especially if it was a daughter. Like
and the woman draws the line for that.
Exactly.
I can discipline my kid any way I want.
Yeah,
you have no say so.
Yeah,
I mean, we're going to have to probably talk about how we do it, but I'm the last word in this.
Yeah.
But with your kid, that's not mine. I probably can't even like raise my voice.
Right.
You know, if
don't talk to her like that,
yeah.
especially if it's like a daughter.
Exactly.
Kevin Samuels talks about that. It's like, what if you got with a woman that had a daughter and she was 8? Like, what are you supposed to, like, you can't discipline her. What if she says one thing about you doing something to her?
Exactly,
like,
bro.
You're done.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That Me Too movement is real.
It's really real.
It's very real.
You will get canceled like
that. It's accusations only. So it's not even no conviction, no evidence, no nothing. She can just say, hey, this happened.
Yeah. He did this to me. And they're going to take her side. This 8-year-old.
Over with.
It's like, I didn't do that.
Your job, you're plastered all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Reputation. Because it's like they always say innocent before proven guilty. I think it's you're guilty before you're proven innocent.
Especially when it comes to that type of situation for men.
I mean, look at Chris Brown, dude. He'll get arrested just at the drop of a hat. Girls like, he hit me. They're like, get his ass.
I mean, Johnny Depp, he was guilty for 4 or 5 years before the trial started.
In the UK, he got convicted.
And he lost his Pirates of the Caribbean
contract
gig. Yeah, so it's like, but he was, at the end of the day, innocent when it was all said and done.
Everybody thought he was a piece of shit for years.
So it's like there is no protection for men. There's no virtue in being a stepdad.
There's none, dude.
There's none.
There's none.
It's sad to say, but it's like
maybe rewarding emotionally. Yeah, but
also, and I've had this situation happen to one of my best friends. He was in a relationship with this woman. They were in a relationship for like 4 or 5 years. Damn. And they separated for a little bit, kind of, you know how people have their little breaks or whatever. And they were doing their thing, and they got back together. When they got back together, they found out she was pregnant. Now, he assumed it was his.
Of course.
You know, he's, taking care of her, taking care of the kid. Like, he had, the baby was there and everything. He paid for everything. He was just literally like a father.
Yeah.
And then they did a DNA test because the kid looked nothing like him. And they did a DNA. I mean, I told him. I was
like, bro, this is not your baby.
I told him, yeah. And I tell this story all the time because it's a great example of how women will take advantage of men. And she knew that wasn't his kid the whole time. She knew it wasn't his kid because she knew she had sex with somebody else and it was unprotected and all that stuff.
Yeah. So. Damn.
So she came back. And they found out they did a DNA test and it wasn't his. But he was so into it at that point that he put that shit to the side. He said, you know what? It happened. I forgive you. Let's move on.
Right.
Because the dude that got her pregnant was married. So it's not like he could have been in there to help her.
Yeah.
So she would have been a single mom with another statistic.
Yeah. Straight up.
So he was like, you know what? I'm not going. The kid didn't deserve this. The kid didn't do this to himself.
Yeah. He didn't ask for this shit.
He didn't ask for this shit. So he stepped up and helped raise the kid. You know, they were maybe 6, 7, 8, 9. I think probably like 9 months in. And they got into an argument, and she said, "Hey, you can never see him again."
She just took that card. I hate that women can pull that card.
Literally just pulled the plug. And when I say he was distraught, he went through a grieving process as if like somebody died. Because he was attached.
Right.
And I told, and what made me even more sad was, and I hate that I was right. And I told him from the get-go when he told me she was pregnant, I was like, bro, that's not your kid. I told him. And he will tell you if you get to meet him. I straight up, I'm one of those people that will tell my friends the absolute truth.
Yeah.
That
somebody's got to do it.
That I feel. Like I might be wrong.
Yeah, sure.
But I'm gonna tell you, hey, bro, internally, this is what I think is going on.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this out of malice or because, you know, I just want this to go this way. No, it's because I care about you and I kind of want you to be careful, to protect yourself. So I told him, I was like, bro, that's not your kid. It's not your kid. And you got to look at all the evidence that was surrounding you.
Yeah. And went on a break.
He ignored it.
See, that's his own.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, he kind of beats himself up for it now, but, you know, he started watching Kevin Samuels. The whole time when he was going through this shit, I was sending him video like, hey, watch this. He's like, nah, bro. You know, he was watching the clips. He's like, nah, bro, you know, people always talking shit about him. Nah. So he fell into this trap with this woman, and she pulled the plug on him, and, you know, he's going through the whole grieving process. And I don't know what made him click on a video, but he found the Kevin Samuels video, and I guess it was right timing, and he's been plugged in ever since, and he completely changed his perspective. He forgave himself. He let the shit slide.
Right.
And, you know, now he's a lot better than what he was then. But it just shows to show you that the type of situations men can fall into being a stepdad is dangerous. That you're falling in love with a kid. When you have a kid, whether it's yours or not, once you've made that commitment that you're going to raise this kid and be for this kid, you're going to fall in love.
Oh, 100%.
Automatically. So that separation that men can experience by stepping into somebody's life is also risky, man.
100% risky. And do you think it's easier for men to do that than it would be for a woman? Like if you flip the cards, I went and got another chick pregnant, but I was like, I want to get back with you, girl, and I want you to help me raise. I feel like the dynamic's a lot different. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I don't even know if that even happens. It might.
Well, the thing is, in my opinion,
men are not spiteful. She did that out of spite.
Spite, exactly. Men won't do that shit.
No, we won't do that out of spite.
We'll fuck your friend, but we're not gonna get pregnant.
Exactly.
But
even if we did get another woman pregnant, I brought it in. This is mine, and I got back with you. Most of the time, if we separate, we separate. I'm not gonna separate because I don't want you to be around the kid. Like I'm not gonna use the kid as an excuse.
Like a pawn. Yeah.
A pawn. Yeah. And that's what she did.
Yeah.
That's what she did. And because it was a situation where he was supposed to go pick him up at like 8 p.m. and he wasn't gonna make it till 9. And she was like, if you don't come get him by 8, don't come at all, and then you're never gonna see him again. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's so fucked up.
It's control.
Yeah, it's a huge double standard too, because like men would never do that. Just even explaining it, you're like, bro, that's...
Yeah, exactly. I try to even like...
Men don't do that.
No, yeah.
Men are like, I'm gonna go have a baby with her, and then like we don't. But women think that shit, man, and it's crazy. And that's why you see...
But the thing is, a man can't fake a baby on another woman. Like I can't bring a baby home and say this is your baby.
Yeah.
It doesn't even work that way.
But she wanted to.
But, hey, yeah. So it's like, but she just
so
what
true,
she
though.
did. She told him like, hey, this is your kid, because they were having sex.
Yeah.
So if I'm having sex with a woman, she's having sex with another dude, and she get pregnant, nobody knows who the fucking daddy is.
Yeah.
Until you go get tested.
The DNA test, man. It's crazy to think about that, man. So let's kind of switch gears here. So I know you've kind of talked about like trans men, trans women, things like that. So like I just want to ask these questions just straight up. Like, do you think trans men are women?
Absolutely the fuck not.
Yeah, me either.
No. There's no it's a delusion.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a identity like delusion. It's like you can identify as a dolphin if you want, but your biology says something different.
Exactly.
So we've really got.
I'm gonna go walk into Chase Bank and get a mortgage and say I'm a white dude on it.
Yeah.
And give me the best mortgage rate you can give me.
I mean, that'd be
why
great,
can't
right?
Why can't I?
That's true. Well, why can't I go and say I'm a woman? It's like, well,
Why can't you walk in there and say you're a black man?
that's true.
Hey, you are racist if you don't deem me as being black. I'm gonna label you as a racist.
I'll write reviews. I'll go online.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And cancel you, and it's crazy. How you expect me to look? I have respect for any identity. You can identify. I mean, any sexuality. If you want to be gay, you can be gay. If you want to, that's cool. But I draw the line when they're trying to indoctrinate the kids.
That's the problem.
That's where I draw the line. And that's when I started having these conversations on my channel. I was always quiet about it. But then when they started to infiltrate the school system
and teach the kids
this,
that's the problem.
That's when I was like, you know what? I gotta start speaking.
So what do you think about pronouns? What do you think about all that?
It's a bunch of BS, bro.
I think the same thing.
Now I don't think I can say it on YouTube. I really probably can't. It's probably be deemed hate speech. But I'll definitely tell you my opinion on pronouns and that whole trans ideology. But I think it's spiritually demonic.
What, to think that you can call yourself whatever you want and expect other people to call you that too?
Yeah, and also like the transitioning of the kids, because at this point you're sexualizing these kids
at a very young age.
You're a pedophile,
dude. When I was 12, I was just like, I wouldn't want to hold a girl's hand. I wasn't like, what am I?
Right.
I didn't even know what I was when I was 18.
I didn't even look at my penis and be like, this is a penis.
Yeah.
I've never looked at my. Does this make me a man? Like,
I had no idea.
I knew I was a man. I knew I was a boy. Like, you didn't have to. You didn't have to say, hey, look between your legs. That's what makes you a boy. You know internally that you're a boy.
Yeah.
Now, if you are confused internally, and you can look down and get another confirmation.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, no, you can't. They start at the kids, because when, like, right before puberty, during that phase, when you attack a kid, not even attack, but when you sexualize kids, that's when you can form their mindset to any way that you want. That's like a pedophile technique.
Oh, they're very malleable. Yeah.
It's exactly.
Grooming. It's grooming.
It's grooming.
Yeah.
It's really sad, man. I can't get with it.
It's fucked up to think like our generation of kids, like not us, but the kid, like your son, he's gonna grow up around people that are like that.
A lot of like that. And what's crazy is
pronouns.
When we were kids, we didn't have a teacher sit up in front of the classroom and say, I'm married to a man. I'm a straight woman that have sex with men, and I have a vagina. And my teacher has never said that. No. So why is it that it's okay for the other side of these people to come up there and say, I'm a trans woman. Yeah. I've cut my penis off to a vagina. You can have these things done to you as well if you don't, it's called gender affirmation. Like, they affirm what they believe that they are. Mm-hmm. So if they're like, hey, I'm a woman. Okay, well, yeah, you are a woman. Yeah. But you're a boy. You're looking at him. He's a freaking boy. What are you talking about?
Well, I think it's like people aren't okay with living in like a more, like, I'm a man, but I know I live in a more feminine space. I like to do my hair.
Right.
I like to go get my nails done.
Right.
I like to go to the spa with my girl.
Right.
Like, I'm not super macho. I don't like construction work.
Right.
I don't like having dirt.
But that doesn't make you a woman.
Exactly.
If I like the color pink, that's
doesn't
what
make
they're
you a
telling
woman.
these kids. They're telling these kids at that age, this little boy, he want to play with something pink, so they're telling him he's a woman.
Yeah, it's like, you're a girl.
And they're telling that little girl, because she wants to wear shorts and go, play football with the boys, that she's a boy. That doesn't make any sense. That's just different interests.
Yeah.
We have those little outliers in society that make man a little bit more feminine and then women a little bit more masculine. That happens in everything. And so how do you can't deny that. And what's really even insane is we never, when, like the straight world, I guess, I don't even know how to say it. When people like that try to indoctrinate these kids and sexualize these kids, we as a society have deemed that to be wrong.
Yeah.
We criminalize it.
Yeah.
If a straight dude that's an older man goes into an adolescent and says, oh, this is what a penis is, this is what this is, and tries to do that.
Yeah.
In the straight world, we call that a pedophile.
Yeah.
So how is that different in the LGBT world? How is it that a grown adult can go to a child, a toddler, and tell him that the same exact thing that a pedophile would in the straight world, but in the straight world, he's a criminal. But when it's the LGBTQ community, they can get,
they get a pass with
it. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
How is that not the same thing? How is he not a pedophile, just like the straight dude that tried to take advantage of the 10-year-old girl? Right. How is that not the same thing?
Yeah. It's fucked up because people are so sensitive to the LGBTQ community, and they don't want like even then. If I'm saying LGBTQ, like back in the day, it was just like, oh, you're gay.
You're gay, yeah.
But like, we're even indoctrinated enough where we say that.
It's crazy.
It's because when I was a kid, I used to say gay all the time.
Gay all the time. You're gay. You say you did something weird. You're gay.
Yeah,
you're gay.
That's gay, man. Like,
Come on,
but
bro.
you can't say that now.
No, you can't. I mean, and then back then, remember, we can't even say queer. Now queer is like, okay, you can say queer.
Yeah, queer's cool. Like, queer is almost like a, hey, I'm queer. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, back then, I think when you call somebody queer, it was like an insult.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, things have completely changed.
It's completely flipped the script. I think it's because there's more people that aren't educated. Like, I think we're gonna see more in our kids' generation, less of them go to college.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. For you, I don't know about, but for me, like, I was forced to go to college. Mom was like,
same.
you got to get a degree.
Same.
Go get a fucking education.
Same.
Make something out of yourself.
Yeah.
Kids these days are like, you just go get a trade.
Yeah.
3 months and I'll be a welder.
Yeah.
And that's it for them.
That's it. Yeah.
That's the scary thing.
Man, it's yeah, I don't know, like that. I'm gonna keep speaking about that until they stop speaking about it.
That's true. Well, I think they have their truth, so do we.
Yeah, exactly. And we get demonized for it, so it's like whatever, man. At this point, like you said earlier in the beginning of the podcast, you cannot shame me. There's no insult that you can throw at me that will get me to stop doing what I'm doing.
100%.
Because there's nothing that we can do to stop them from doing what they're doing. They're gonna keep indoctrinating these kids. They're gonna keep teaching this stuff, and they're gonna post pictures talking about trans men or women and this. Okay, cool. You have the right to say that, and so do I have the right to say the exact opposite.
Yeah. Well, I don't, and I think the biggest thing is like they want us to call them what they identify as.
Okay, cool. Well, call me a fucking pony tomorrow.
And that's the thing. It's like, well, how do I know? Like now, I don't even try to say yes sir and yes ma'am.
If anybody asks me
somebody.
what my pronouns are, I'm walking the fuck away from you,
dude. Yeah, I hate that.
That is the most insulting thing you can say.
Instagram's added it. Like Twitter has it.
You can see who I am by looking at it.
Yeah, job applications are putting it.
Like,
what do you identify as?
And there's like I forgot what it was. I was looking at one application and it had like 52 pronouns.
I'm like,
it was like, bro, like what is that?
Yeah. The they them thing, and I'm like, bro, you're a dude or a chick, man. I think it's just a lot of idle time. Let's kind of switch gears a little bit. So, and I got asked this question the other day, and I was like, oh, this is kind of an eye opener. So it's like, if I forced you to date these two different types, would you rather date a feminine man, like a super feminine man, or a really masculine woman?
Like meaning what? A masculine woman.
A masculine woman?
Yeah,
I mean, she's like looks like a dude, short haircut, walks around like a guy, carries herself like a man. You would rather date a masculine woman
who has the vagina?
I mean, the chick does.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going.
It's just a question for debate because some men would say, "I'd rather have a feminine man."
Hell no.
Because the femininity aspect is what they want.
No, I want a woman. I want a woman.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I would never do a feminine.
I can make you feminine. You can kind of learn that.
Yeah.
You can kind of, hey man, you like wearing suits? Hey, we finna go get you some dresses.
Yeah.
That's what we can switch that up. I can't switch the feminine man's penis into a vagina.
Yeah, see, that's the scary part.
That ain't gonna work.
That's the scary part. Let's see. I'll skip through some of these. So, you're in a relationship right now, right?
Right.
How long you been dating this chick?
A few months.
Okay. So it's fairly new.
Yeah.
So how did she feel about when she figured out you had a kid? Or did you tell her up front?
I told her up front. At first, it was a non-negotiable for her, but
women always say that.
Exactly.
I will never. It's like the next thing you know, they're doing.
Women will change their ideology for a man they deem valuable to them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
1,000 billion%. What's the most rewarding thing about being in a relationship for you?
Man, that's a lot.
I'll answer it first, and you can think. Mine is the camaraderie.
I would say the companionship.
The companionship, knowing that you always have someone that has your back,
exactly.
And then the team aspect of it.
Yeah.
She's good at things. I'm good at things. I bring things to the table. So does she.
Right.
And we play off each other's strengths and weaknesses. That to me is the most rewarding thing.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Okay.
I can agree to that.
So that's why I'm like, the single life was cool. I like sleeping around.
You're right.
But it's like the more, and Jordan Peterson says this, the more and more you sleep around, the more you spend time with yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Because like building a relationship's hard.
Hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Very, very hard.
I mean, that's why I value marriage. I mean, I preach that to anybody that I know, because it's the best institution that human civilizations have created for humanity.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So being married and having kids, and I also tell this to people as well, any men or women that decide to never have kids are also selfish people.
Very.
Very selfish.
I've actually had to come out of that, man. I didn't want kids for the longest.
I mean, it's like, what are you doing here then?
Exactly. It's like our point here is to repopulate and
Exactly.
bring in life and teach people and teach our traditions and pass down our culture. And
exactly. And that's how humanity gets better. It's genetics.
Yeah.
And if you're selfish enough, especially if you have, I guess, valuable genetics, meaning, you're healthy, you're tall, have a decent build,
you're smart.
Yeah. If you don't propagate that to the next generation, you're a waste. Because
literally,
humanity is supposed to improve generation after generation.
Yeah.
And so you being here is literally a waste of time. Now, those people that are overweight, lazy, don't have no ambition, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you don't have sex with them. But yeah. People that are, because as a human being, you're supposed to want humanity to keep improving.
100%.
Same thing with civilization. That's the only reason that you're here. So.
Exactly. Lunar, could I ask you a question? Wickety split. Please go ahead. If you guys have any questions in the chat, please. I'm gonna. Since you brought up weight, I wanna bring this up. So, and let's talk about the rating scale that Kevin Samuels does. I know you're familiar with it. 1 through 10, can't pick 7. So, do you think weight is a bigger issue than women think it is?
Absolutely.
Me too. 100%.
Absolutely.
Can you elaborate?
Absolutely. I mean, it's essential for your attractiveness.
Mm.
I mean, even for myself, man, when I was looking at myself when I was 250 pounds and I look at myself now, I mean,
you look much more attractive.
I'm a lot, even just how I stand, my posture, my face.
Yeah, your face.
I used to have weight under my chin a little bit, my cheeks. Bro, it's complete. You're a complete different individual. Yeah. Complete different individual. And if I post any of my pictures and if I showed my woman any, because she didn't know me
prior to that?
No, okay. She had no idea. So I was showing her all my old pictures. She's like, "What? It's not you."
Yeah.
And some people don't recognize me.
Yeah, you were big, man.
Yeah,
250's big.
250 was big, bro. And it even plays a major role for women because that's the first thing that men look at is your attractiveness. Some women can compromise on that because women kind of, if you're funny, cool, got a good personality, you make decent income, and you probably have good sex with her, so you can kind of overlook.
Oh, girls will take a dad bod all day.
Because I've attracted women when I was overweight. So, but for me, even when I'm overweight, I never looked at an overweight woman.
I never have thought overweight.
It's just not attractive. Now this whole movement, it's like a movement for everything now. This whole fat phobia.
I fucking
come
hate
on, man. There is nothing more delusional than that, bro. It's insane.
Somebody asked in the chat, so how did you lose the weight? So give them a little quick rundown of what you did. I know it's obvious, but
yeah, man, it's really simple, man. Calorie deficit. Eat less than what you, burn less than what you consume. Cut out the sugars, any processed foods, and then eat whole ingredient foods, meaning things that are not all mushed in together. Now I always separate my foods. I got my rice, I got my beans, I got my protein.
Right.
But if you go to something that's like in a frozen, aisle, it's all mixed in with some bunch of chemicals,
preservatives and bullshit.
Yeah, I mean that ain't never gonna work. So I'm still in my journey. I have not yet.
What's your goal weight?
My goal weight, I want to go back up.
Okay.
So I want to get back to
some
probably
muscle,
like 220. Okay. Yeah. So I kind of firm myself up a little bit. But make sure that you cut out these fast foods, man. Fast foods and sugar and drink water. That's it. Yeah. Gallon of water a day, have a gallon of water a day, and it's really that simple, man.
That simple, chat.
You cannot complicate weight loss. You really can't.
Dude, no, you can't, man.
You can't.
Go to the fucking gym.
Exactly.
Eat less food.
Eat less food.
Get your ass. If you ate your way in, you can walk your way out.
Yes, literally.
Let's go back to this fat thing. Andrew Schultz talks about this. He's a comedian. Yeah. So he talks about, he's like, I hate fat models. He's like,
what is the fat model?
What is a fat model? And it's like, bro, if you're not in good shape, that's the point of being a model. You're modeling what looks good.
I don't know if you saw the Sports Illustrated cover where they had that
big chick.
Oh man, yeah,
super big.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. And it's a men's magazine. Sports Illustrated is for men, and men find fit women attractive.
Yeah,
but they want to virtue to everybody so bad that they're literally just plastering anybody and everybody that's a victim.
Right.
So fat people are a victim. Okay, well, let's pedestalize them. Oh, gay people are a victim. Oh, let's it's literally like a race to the bottom for victimhood.
Yeah. I'm okay with, like, when I go to Target, I do like seeing like bigger models on things because it's like, oh, more people look like this than don't look like this.
Man, I seen a picture
that
was in a beach. I mean, now.
Sports Illustrated, though, you should be in shape.
Yeah, I mean, but even what you just said, that's now.
That's true. 20 years ago?
No, not at all. I mean, there was a picture that I seen that was a picture of a crowd at a beach in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
And there next to it was a picture.
Fat.
Nobody's
fat.
You look And literally, it was like hundreds of people in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
There was nobody that was overweight.
It's the food, man.
But now you look at a picture, you have to look for somebody that's fit.
Yeah.
It's like, where are the fit people? Everybody here fat. Where are the fit people at?
Dude, 40% of our population in this country is overweight.
And 80% of the black community is overweight.
Mm-hmm.
80.
And then of those 40%, 20% are obese, which is like 50 plus pounds.
I didn't see anybody
crazy,
that was like as obese as Americans are until I came to America. Like when I was back in Africa,
dude,
bro, it's like when I came, I was like, me and my family, because you know we were new here, so we would look at somebody like literally like super big, we're like, what is that? Like,
how did you do that? Yeah. Months because I really got into nutrition because I started wanting to like get my weight. I ballooned up to 190. I've always been kind of skinny. I'm like about 176 right now. But I started looking at you can eat a ton of garbage food, but your body will still tell you that you're hungry.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting the nutrients that you need. So it's like these people are eating shit and then their body's like, well, I'm still hungry. So you keep eating and that's the problem.
Yeah, empty calories, man.
If you start eating like chicken and rice and veggies, broccoli,
you'll be full.
Yeah, your body's gonna be like, you're good. Man.
Yeah, you're good.
Off a small portion.
And the thing is, when you eat those types of foods, the calorie of it is so small that you have to eat more, but you're so full, it's hard to eat.
It is.
It's really hard to eat. Like when you get into that fitness journey to where you got to eat 3-4 meals a day. Oh, bro, it's
actually a lot harder than you think. You like, I can't wait to eat a lot.
Nah, bro. Nah, that's going to the gym is the easy part.
Yeah.
Eating consistently healthy.
That's just hard.
It is tough.
That's the one thing that people don't focus on.
It's tough. You have cravings, man. You have, I want some sugar. Oh, I want, that cake looks good. Or, my kryptonite was soda. Like, I love Coke.
My girl loves soda too.
And I love some good old Dr. Pepper. But I haven't touched it in months. And if I do, it's like Coke Zero. It's literally nothing.
Yeah. There's no sugar.
I just want the taste. So, like, I'm tasting it, throw this shit away.
Let's see. What are some of your thoughts on women that have a lot of guy friends?
Oh, man.
Is that a red flag to you?
No, it depends on how much time they're spending, honestly.
So let's use your girl for example. Let's say instead of having close girlfriends, she had close guy friends that were straight. Would that bother you?
I like how you put that caveat. He says straight because my girlfriend has guy friends, but they're all gay.
Yeah, gay. I don't even see them as the same conversation because a straight guy, if she gives him the chance,
it's those guys. I call them opportunists.
They're the on deck.
Yeah, you're just waiting for your friend zone now.
Yeah.
But you're waiting for opportunity for her to be in her little vulnerable state, for you to be her little knight in shining armor. And it's just a beta move.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the women though? Because I agree with you completely on the male's perspective. But what do you think about the women? Why do you think there's some women that do that? I
don't know. I think it might be self-validation.
I think that's what it is. I think it's they want compliments. They want dudes to build her up. Like, oh, he ain't shit. Like, I'll be there for you. They need some type of
reassurance.
Yeah, from some type of heterosexual man.
I think so.
And that's why they do that.
I think so. I mean, if my girlfriend had like more multiple guy friends than women friends, I mean,
that's a red flag to me. Yeah. Like, oh, you only got guy friends? Why?
Yeah.
Well, I'm like one of the guys.
And they look at it from their perspective because she's like, okay, well, if you had a lot of girlfriends and you're the only guy in the group, I wouldn't trip out. Well, yeah, you wouldn't trip out because most of the women that are friends with a guy like that, they're not opportunists. Women are not opportunists.
Women are not on
deck.
So
they can't understand and put their mind in the guy's perspective. Most guys are opportunists.
Oh, 100%.
If any woman was to give any man opportunity to fuck, they will.
Yeah, no doubt.
It is that simple, and they can't understand that.
Yeah, women are naive. Like, my girl's naive. She's like, oh, like, we were at a pool one time. I walked away. Bunch of dudes just came up to her, started talking to her. As soon as I come over, they scatter like roaches.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And she's like, they were just nice. I was like, no. They want to hit.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a nice guy.
No, not a nice straight dude.
That's a horny guy.
Yeah, that's a dude just looking for a hole, man. Do you think traditional men want modern women?
No.
I don't either.
No, I'm a traditional man. I don't want no modern woman. Absolutely not.
I think there's a lot of modern women out there.
You will fuck them.
Oh yeah, we'll have fun with them.
Yeah, you'll have fun. But no, because they're not marriage material.
No,
they're not marriage material. They got the whole independent ideology.
Yep.
So
I can raise my kid alone. I don't need no man. Right. That is toxic to me.
It's toxic, bro. It is the most toxic thing that a woman can say is, I don't need a man.
Yeah. Well, it just says a lot about you.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need no man. It's like, no.
And even for a man, if a man says, I don't need a woman, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Oh,
I
completely agree
love
with that.
women. I need a woman. I
Oh.
want a wife. I want to be with a woman.
Family, yeah.
Family and all
I
that.
100% need
Yeah.
women. What are some things a man can do to be of like a higher value? So this is for some of the guys out
Oh,
there that maybe
nice.
are like, what can I do? Like, I'm just a regular dude. Like,
Man, that's a good question. And I was actually gonna make a video about that and
Mhm.
title it "What I Would Tell Myself if I, for my 20s." Like from where I'm at now, what I would have told myself if I was able to go back in time.
Yeah.
And one of the the number one thing I would tell him, because this is the mistake that I made. Now, it's not in any order.
Yeah.
But this was the mistake I made. So this would be number one advice I would give myself is do not get in any serious relationship.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. If you're in your 20s, the biggest thing that you can do for yourself are maybe 3 or 4 things. One is remain healthy. Go to the gym, work out every day, eat clean, because it will catch up to you. I did not know I was fat until I lost the weight. I'm serious. I had no idea I was that big, because you don't really know it. It's like little by little, little by little. So it's kind of it's like watching a kid grow up. If you were with a kid every day, you see him grow up, it doesn't seem like he's growing up.
Yeah.
But if you were away for a month and come back, like, damn, he done got so big.
Yeah.
That's what it was for me. People came back and see me like, damn, he done got so big. I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Looking at myself every day, nothing changed.
Clothes still fit. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So remain fit. Number 2, prioritize your future career. Figure out, at least before you're 25, figure out if you're either gonna remain in school, like take the school route, meaning get your master's, get your doctorate, or go into a trade route, or go into the entrepreneurship route. You can't dibble and dabble in all 3 at the same time.
True.
You will never. It will take a long time for you to succeed.
Yeah.
Very long time. So, and the only reason that you should remain in school and get that higher education is if you're doing specialized stuff, lawyer, doctor, and shit. That's it.
That's
really.
pretty much it.
That's
Lawyer or doctor. Yeah.
Lawyer or doctor. And if you want to be like a psychologist, I mean, you probably need that doctorate.
Yeah.
But that's still like, hey, that's a tough place to succeed in.
Yeah.
And then the trade route, which I highly promote.
I think it'll be more popular in these coming years.
And I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because it will, one, reduce the debt that people take on, because I didn't have to go to school to be an entrepreneur.
No.
See, if I had figured out when I was 20, right before I was 25 or whatever, that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I would have focused 100% solely on entrepreneurship. Instead of, I had to go work a job to pay the bills here. Then I had to, let me find a trade to, figure something else out.
Yeah.
Never going to work. So once you focus on one lane and go hard at it, because once you get to 30 years old, you're going to want a stable, consistent income. Meaning like you're secure. Like you're not going to get fired, or, you're higher up in the rankings and the title, and it's consistent. You're making money, whether it be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 a month, every single month. I'm telling you, by the time you hit that 30, you're going to want that so bad.
Dude, yes.
And when you hit 30, if you don't have that, you're going to be fucking desperate.
It's an uphill battle, man.
It is a tough uphill battle.
Yeah.
So, but if you figure out your lane by the time you are 25, it'll be a lot easier for you to get that consistent, stable income by the time you're 30, because now you're 5-6 years in.
Yeah, you're experienced at least.
Exactly.
You're not a newbie.
Exactly.
I
So
completely agree with
that's one of the top 3 things I would tell myself. Don't get in a relationship. Wait till you're stable. Wait till you have a house. Wait till you're at least 30 years old.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you have all the options that you can literally.
Oh, dude, it's a lay of the land.
Oh, man. I have now. I mean, it's probably the same for you. Now, as a 30-year-old, I have more options than I ever had in my 20s.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
well, I have more money than I ever had.
Yeah. I mean, even if you didn't have more money, it's just how, like, you carry yourself, how you look, your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because most women just want a lifestyle.
Dude, think about it this way, and this is just a random thought. Like, if you went and just picked up a 21-year-old girl, she'd be like, oh, you living the life. Now, I'm not a millionaire by any means, but like, I can take you to the nicest restaurants. I can bring you to my crib that's nice. I can provide all these things. We can get take you in a nice car.
Yep.
But it's
we can get married and you don't even have to work.
Yeah, exactly. Like I could support a woman right now if she wanted like a moderate lifestyle. I can't afford a lavish lifestyle.
The thing is, I'm glad you said that, because most men can afford that. The problem is most women nowadays want a luxurious lifestyle.
I want to
travel all over the place.
Internationally travel.
Yeah, I want to eat out at these fancy restaurants every week.
I want nice clothes. And it's like,
if they were just to live a modest middle class lifestyle, most men, I mean, you can do that with a $5,000, $6,000 a month income.
Yep.
You got 2 car notes, maybe get you a cash car.
Yep.
You got a mortgage that's probably like $1,500-$1,600.
Yep.
And then you got groceries, and then every little extra little bill that you have.
Utilities,
that's
bills,
not going to amount to more than $5,000 a month.
But
if you want to be extravagant, this is what I tell my girl when we got together. Because she was like, I want a traditional man that provides for the family and stuff like that. I was like, good, great, that's who I am.
Yeah, right.
But you got to understand one thing.
Comes with stipulations, man.
That's the only thing I'm going to provide. If you want a man to provide, meaning a man that's not a millionaire. Because if you want that luxury lifestyle where you don't have to pay a dime, you got to get a millionaire. Most of us are not millionaires.
Most of us are not.
No, that's like it's 1%, 2% of society. So if you want a man like me, somebody that's in the middle class, is consistent, take care of myself, does well for myself and my family.
Yeah.
The only thing that we're able to provide consistently is the lifestyle of the home.
Yeah.
Meaning I'll pay all the bills. That's it. So if you want to travel and do all these extravagant shit, go get you a job. We'll do that with your money.
Yeah.
If you're making $4,000 or $5,000 a month, man, you know what type of trips we could take off $4,000 or $5,000 a month?
Bro.
You can save for 2 months because your money's not going to the bills.
Yeah.
So you can save for 2 months. You got $10,000 to spend at a vacation.
Yeah.
That's a huge vacation. We can live luxury.
Yeah.
She's like, that makes sense. So that's what I said. I was like, I'll pay all the bills. The mortgage, your car note, my car note, insurance, light bill, phone bill, boom, whatever. I can afford that. I can take care of that. That's nothing. But on the other hand, if you want anything above and beyond that type of lifestyle, you got to go work.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable with this nice, modern, modest, middle-class lifestyle, you don't have to work.
Yeah.
You can be at home, take care of the kids, make sure the house is cool.
I think that's the problem with a lot of modern women is they think middle class is shit. They think they're
being average is shit. They think being average is an insult.
Yeah.
But everybody is average.
Everybody is
average.
And average women are not okay with being with average men.
And they're not being average themselves. That's why they pedestalize themselves.
Yep.
That's why they all think they're 9s and 10s. That's why they think their income is the shit and their money and their career is the shit. So it's like nobody literally cares about any of that stuff.
No.
But you use that just to pedestalize yourself.
100%. Let's piggyback on that. So I've seen Kevin Samuels talk about this a lot, but women think that having a career, being independent, having a degree is something that men care about. We don't give a shit about that stuff.
No, not at all.
I don't care how smart you are.
Not at all.
Do I want you to be intelligent? Yeah, but I'd rather you be more pretty.
Right.
I don't care how much you make.
Right.
As long as you can afford whatever you got, cool.
Right.
But I think a lot of modern women think they need to have that, and they try to value themselves as a man would value themselves.
That's exactly right. They look at men as men look at. Well, no, we look at them for. They don't know what we look at them for. That's the problem.
They think they know.
They don't know what men want.
Yeah.
They just don't know what men want. And they think everything that men want is shallow, superficial, but it's within our nature. I don't know why I want an attractive woman, but I know I want an attractive woman.
Right.
I cannot tell you internally in my spirit why I desire that.
Yeah.
But if you look at nature, you can kind of explain it. It's because most people that are deemed attractive have the best genes.
Yeah.
They're the most healthiest.
And babies can pick that shit out.
And
it's not like a thing.
Exactly, bro.
Like babies are pretty ugly.
There was when that Sports Illustrated magazine came out, Jordan Peterson made a tweet, and he was saying basically that they're trying to make beauty a learned behavior, like attractiveness as something that you're taught.
Yeah.
But it's scientifically proven that even babies, when you put somebody that's deemed attractive and somebody that's not, they look at the person that's attractive a lot longer, almost like 80% longer. Because it's appealing to look at.
It's the symmetry, it's everything.
Yeah, so it's like, it's not science. I mean, it's not social construct. It's something that literally was within our nature. Yeah. You can't deny that.
And see, overweight women especially, they do not want to believe that.
Exactly. They think that men are taught to not be attracted to overweight women. Yeah. Nobody taught me that. It's literally just ingrained within
Bro,
me.
I see that and I'm like, all right, you're lazy. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah. It might be good for
that fat phobia is comical, man. Like, and I would laugh right in face because I was fat myself. You cannot tell me that this shit is just like you're not born fat.
No.
There's no such thing as being born fat.
Well, Kevin Samuels will ask girls like, when's the last time you were size 4? And they're like, middle school. It's like, so you were a size 4,
Exactly.
but you chose to eat your way to a size 15.
Exactly.
Like, don't get mad at
I
everybody
think
else.
that's just life and maturity and growth. Like that's what just naturally happened. That you
It's
just
like, dude,
gain
it's
weight.
easy to get fat.
It's super easy, man.
It's super easy to get fat. Do whatever you want. It's hard to be fit.
Yeah.
That's why those people should be on the cover of magazines when they have six-pack.
Yeah.
You fucking worked for that. I don't care if you have better genetics. You still got lucky enough to have that.
Yeah, you're not born with a six-pack either. You have to work for it.
You have, yeah. It's fucking crazy. So we answered that. What can a woman do? Now, this is going to be a two-part question. Do you think women can be high value? Is there such thing as a high value woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of qualities do you think deem a woman high value?
Attractiveness.
Okay.
High value.
We kind of talked about this earlier.
Yeah, high value is anything that men find valuable, like for a high value woman.
Gotcha.
And a high value man is anything that women find attractive in a man, anything that they value in a man.
Mm-hmm.
And meaning you have the list of those things that they want, and we have a list of those things that we want. The most valuable one out of those people are the ones that check off most of those boxes.
Yeah.
So, for example, for a woman to be deemed high value, of course, for men, we want her to be attractive, fit, friendly, cooperative, agreeable.
Yeah.
So if she checks off, all 5, and the next girl checks off just 3, the one next to her is more valuable than her because she has more qualities that men deem valuable than she does. So it's the same thing for men. There's no such thing as just being a high value man because, well, you're just deemed high value. No. Do you have great income? Is your income consistent? Are you attractive and fit? Because women want you to be attractive and fit too. So you got to look at all those things that women deem valuable and then check it off as the man is, providing those things, then that's what makes him valuable.
And I think a lot of women think a dude that makes a lot of money is a high value man.
Just because he makes money.
Just because he makes a lot of money.
No.
Trappers can make a lot of money.
Well, that's just like me saying just because she's fine, she's high value. Yeah. That's not true.
No.
What is her attitude like? She could be fine, but have 6 baby daddies.
Exactly.
That doesn't make you high value.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can have 100 bodies. Oh my God. I'm so glad I said that. I don't know if you know who Andrew Tate is.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So there was an interview or a date he went on with this chick. And this is definitely going to be controversial. But if you look at it from the surface level, he said that most of society's problems would disappear if women's body counts were displayed on their foreheads.
Oh man, that'd be good.
And when he said that, I was like, oh wow, bro, you are insane. You're about to get canceled. But
it's true, man.
But don't look at it for what he said. Let's analyze it.
Yeah.
Because most of the time women would argue with you that, well, why can't men display their value or their body counts on their foreheads? Well, men don't hold we're not the gatekeepers of sex. Women are. Yeah. So that doesn't matter. If a woman's body count goes down, men's body count goes down automatically.
Yeah.
But if a man's body count goes down, a woman's doesn't go down automatically because she can go fuck somebody else.
Yeah.
So if you have that body count, and it's so crazy he said that because it makes so much sense. He said most of life's problems would disappear. Because when I internalized it, this is what I got out of it. If a woman's body count is displayed, her vetting process will be a lot more extraneous. She would vet the hell out of every man that she sleep with.
Oh yeah.
So what does that mean? That means women are only going to have sex with men of value. So that means that will eliminate any of these men that they have sex with that ain't shit.
Yep. So
that also means you won't be a single mom.
Yeah.
And what does single motherhood do to men? It makes them criminal.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the data, it's all in the data.
Yeah.
Most men that are criminals and degenerates in prison are from a single mother household. Well, I don't even like to say single mother household because it kind of sounds like we're demonizing women.
No,
I like to say single father that's not present.
Yeah, fatherless child.
Fatherless child.
Yeah,
because that's where most of society's problem is from a childhood with no father. So because you can have a single mother, but the daddy could be involved.
Yeah.
So it's a fatherless child that causes these situations. So they won't sleep with any man that's not gonna be available for that kid.
Yeah.
So that will eliminate most of the criminals. That will eliminate most of the school shootings and the homelessness, because most homeless men are from a single mother household.
Oh, I did not know
Most men that commit suicide are from a single mother household.
Oh, shit.
Most men that are on antidepressants and pills and in institutions are from single mother households. Damn. Most of the Chicago street dudes are from single mother households. So all this sex that they're having with all these degenerate men,
Mm-hmm.
it will eliminate having degenerate kids.
Yep.
And that will eliminate most of the problems in society. I was like, fuck, that makes sense.
That makes so much sense. And I think women will be so quick to say, oh, he ain't shit. My baby daddy ain't shit.
Exactly.
But they don't realize that's an extension of you.
Exactly.
You saying he ain't shit, you let he ain't
But
shit, dude.
if that body count was on that forehead, she wouldn't have slept with that ain't shit nigga.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that.
Exactly.
I guarantee you that.
It's so true.
Guarantee you that.
So
when he said that, I was like, this makes sense. Like if you literally, because I could display my body count, and I mean, one woman didn't even ask me what they never do. They don't care. Even if I told her it was 100, she wouldn't leave me.
Yeah.
She told me it was 100. She's gone tomorrow.
Yeah, she's out.
She's gone tomorrow.
The body count thing is like, I have told my girl my body count, and because I had a lot of fun in college, and I think it turns her on more than it turns her off. Because
you got to look at men that have a lot of women they have some type of inherent value. Because some men that ain't shit might get a couple of ass here and there.
Yeah.
But men that are consistently getting chosen by women and that have a lot of options, they're deemed valuable by those women one way or another.
Yeah.
So there's something about you that's inherently valuable for you to be able to get that.
I think it validates her to know, okay, other women want him too.
Exactly.
And so
if I find him value, that means she finds him value, that means I'm not delusional. That means,
exactly.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah. Because most women want another man that other women want.
Oh, 100%.
If I told my girl, no, I ain't never got women, and
I got no play
for me.
Yeah,
bro, you're literally like lowering your value. If you gotta lie about that shit.
Yeah,
just tell your woman, hey, I got a lot of options, and you ain't the only one.
Yeah.
Even if she is the only one.
Right. It's so true though, and it's funny because I lived with a bunch of people in college, like Liam and Tabitha and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like when they hang out with Cass now, they're like, "Oh, Levi played. He
Yeah.
He definitely was on the court. And I'm like, oh, I had a lot of fun because my whole philosophy was in college is like, if I don't get good at this shit now, when I find a girl I like, I ain't gonna know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta get good at this game.
Yeah.
I gotta text 7 at the same time.
Yeah.
And like play as many as I can.
Man, see, sometimes I wish I did that, but I was in a relationship my whole career, college career.
I know.
And I was in a relationship, and then I got out of a relationship, and then I got into another one, and I had my son.
Yeah, yeah.
So I haven't really like been like a dog or a fuckboy or anything like that. But I've always dated and had like relationships with women.
Yeah.
So I was scared. Like shit, these STDs nowadays and sleeping around with different women is dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
It's very, very dangerous. And then I'm not trying to have 3-4 baby mamas. Like that's not gonna happen.
Hell no.
So it's like, oh, you gotta be careful. But then again, if you can't get that shit out your system, that's why I say don't be in a relationship in college. Because that's one thing I made a mistake of, is not one, as a man, knowing that you can explore your options like that, it helps with your confidence.
Dude,
it's a fact.
1000%.
So if you know you can attract multiple women, it's an ego confidence booster for a man.
God,
women don't understand that. It's just a man thing.
They don't. Well, because men control access to relationships.
Exactly.
Women control access to sex.
Exactly.
And
so if you're giving me access to your sex, that means you found me valuable.
Exactly. Let's see here. What is the sexiest thing a woman can do to grab your attention?
Look and smile.
Really? Simple as that?
I'm simple, man. I'm an easy little dude.
Really?
Yeah, you look and smile. My favorite compliment is somebody tell me I smell good. So if a woman looks at me, and if I find her attractive, of course, it can't be just anybody. But if you look at me and smile, and then you walk up and say, "Hey, man, you smell good," or something like that, you can take me home.
Really?
Yeah. Oh man,
dude, I think it's really simple for men. Mine is either you dress well, you're funny, or I'm like I've always got this in college. Like I'm really comfortable around you. I feel like I can just say whatever.
Yeah.
That I'm like, that is some sexy shit.
Yeah, that is. I feel safe around you.
Yeah.
When my woman told me that, I was like, yes, I got you.
Yeah. Like the whole comfortability thing, you don't really realize it until you start like at least fucking around with a couple different women. But like once you figure it out, it's like I can make a woman feel comfortable with me in 30 minutes.
Right.
Like you get good at it, you're like, man, this is the key right here. Because once they're comfortable, they'll do whatever you want.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on polyamory and like open relationships and stuff like that?
I'm not against it, because I mean, monogamy is against our nature anyway.
It's a human construct.
Yeah, it's a human construct. So, I mean, polygamy is only for men that can afford it. Let me just say that, because you can't.
Or women that are okay with the budget.
Yeah, that true. I mean, that true. You literally.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have multiple women and not provide for all of them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just that simple. So if you can't provide for all of them, and I told my girl this too. I was like, if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't be in a relationship with you. I would have about 10, 15 kids,
Mm-hmm.
and I would, have multiple wives at home. I literally told her that.
What'd she say?
I mean,
What's
she
she
just
say?
laughed about it, but but it's
She's
the
like,
truth.
you ain't a millionaire yet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and if I, become a millionaire down the line,
Who's to
you
say?
got me now, girl. You stuck,
But would you be in a polyamorous relationship now? Like tomorrow? Are you looking to like date multiple girls at the same time?
Nah.
I think it's too much work.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, they're hard to deal with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They want time, they want attention, they want money, and they want sex. So if you can't provide all those things consistently to all of them, you're gonna slack in a certain department on somebody.
Yeah.
So you can't keep that consistent. If you're having sex with her, you can't go home to this one and have sex with her again. Like
it's just not gonna be.
You can't do that for so long.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
Having multiple romantic relationships to me is exhausting.
It is.
One is enough. But what about open relationships? So you got your girl, but you can play.
Would I do it? No.
I don't think I would do it, even if I had the option to.
Yeah, I don't think I would do it.
I would want to play with my girl, though. I'd be cool with that.
At the same time?
Yeah. Bring another girl in. She's there. Me and her are there. That I'd be open with, more of like a threesome kind of type thing. But like playing outside of and you want to know why the older I've gotten, the slimmer my patience has gotten. I don't give a fuck about getting to know an ain't shit bitch.
Oh yeah,
I don't
absolutely
give a fuck about. Well, where are you from? What do you like? It's to the point now, dude, where I'll go to the pool and my girl won't go, and like there's girls there and they like engage with us, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk to you
right now. Yeah, seriously.
Like I want to talk to my homie.
Yeah.
Like I brought my buddy here. I want to drink beers and talk to him. But back in the day. Ooh,
entertaining. Yeah.
I'll entertain
all you
taking
you home.
Turn into a circus jester, and I'm fucking doing tricks.
No, that comes with maturity, man. Because most of the time, especially like as they get younger, it's hard to relate because the social dynamic it's so different from our side of the generation to the younger side. Even what we encounter on social media and stuff, man, it's all types of BS that they look at that we don't even know exists.
Let's talk about that really quick. What do you think about the image of women is doing to modern women? Like social media image, BBLs, big butts, slim waist, big tits, fake lips.
It's leading to less relationship, less marriages, and less families and kids.
It's bad, man.
This is actually one of the first years I think the birth rate in the whole world has gone down.
Oh, it's declining right now.
It's declining. And what country was it? Vietnam? It's one of those Asian countries or islands. Their birth rate went down 27%.
More than a quarter.
27%.
Damn, that's a lot.
So that's huge.
That's
a lot. In 1 year, month to month. That's in 1 year. So from last year in June to this year in June, that June month has gone down 27%. So it's leading to, like I said, straying away from the best institution humanity has, which is marriage and families. And when you stray away from that, people kind of tend to go their primitive ways.
Yeah, that's
true. Of just fucking around, having a whole bunch of kids. That's what we did back then. You fuck around, have a bunch of kids. If you can provide for them, you can provide for them. Survival of the fittest. You die.
Yeah.
On to the next. It's like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's definitely not working. It's I don't.
That's crazy.
The BBLs and.
Are you attracted to BBLs?
No, I was going to say.
Do you want fake tits?
No, men don't like that.
I don't get. None of us like that. So women, stop it.
Men don't like that. Like,
I don't care about BBLs.
The men that you would marry and find valuable don't want that. The dudes that find that valuable are the street dudes, niggas at the strip club throwing cash. Those are the men that value BBLs and long hair, but they just want to sleep with you. They don't. They don't want to marry you or be families with you. So it's like, for what? And then this is perfect example. I made a comment on a Facebook video of, I don't know if you've heard of O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's Kevin has mentioned him a few times, and he has a channel in the manosphere kind of explaining men and women dynamic. And he posted a video. This lady has a show called Kendra G Live, where she brings on people that are single and talk about what type of men and women that they want. So she had this women on there come on there and talk about what she wants. And I kid you not, bro. The whole time I was watching, I was like, okay, this is a woman. Like, she looks like a woman. That's a female. At the end, it was exposed that she was a man, but she didn't even want to say that she was a man. She didn't want to admit that she was trans. She didn't want to admit none of that. So people in the comments were saying, is that a man? Is that a man? Looks like a man. Is that a man? Is that a man? I'm like, and I look closer. I'm like, damn, is that a man? It looks like a fucking man.
Yeah.
And when Kendra asked her, she was like, hey, you know, they're saying this in the comments. Like, you want to elaborate? She's like, nah, they just being haters, and just moved it along. So I left in there. I left a comment on the video, and I was like, ladies, this is the reason that men want you to remain natural. When you have people wearing fake hair, fake nails, fake lashes, fake makeup, fake ass, fake titties, it's easy to appropriate. It's easy for a man to put that costume on and pretend to be a woman.
Yeah.
So that's why we want you to be natural, because now a trans man can't blend in with a natural woman. If I stood Halle Berry from the 90s right here, and I stood a trans man from today, you can identify who's a woman, who's a man. Tell. If I stood a modern woman today next to a trans man today, you don't have to like, nigga, let me, ma'am.
Yeah,
wait a minute. Let me see your chin or your neck.
Adam's apple. Let me see your hands. Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
It's really tough.
That's why we say, bro, cut that BBL shit out. Cut all that fake stuff out. Subtle makeup. That's it.
Natural hair, subtle makeup, man.
Subtle makeup, natural looking nails, not these big ass lashes that extend
the
all
butterfly
the way
wing lashes.
Got eyebrows that look like you surprised all the time, like turn up here all the time. Yeah. It's like, man, come on, man.
I don't think women understand how much we appreciate a natural look.
They don't know. Yeah. And I think it's because of, once again, the music, the media. They got women up there twerking and shaking ass all on the videos, and it's horrible, and it's sexualizing them, and they feel like they need to increase what would make them more sexually appealing.
And that's a huge problem. You remember when you were a kid, you looked like a kid.
Exactly.
When you were 12, you were a dusty ass little 12-year-old.
Man.
The kids now that are on TikToks, they're 12, they look 20.
You can't not tell the difference.
Like, you're like, I don't even know if you're in high school or college.
Yeah,
like,
that's dangerous.
Kids are growing up too fast, I feel like. It's like, be a kid. Be a snot-nosed little shithead.
Social media.
Yeah, social media does that.
I think TikTok really made it worse.
Well, you know, TikTok's a Chinese company.
Yeah.
In China, this is a random fact, but in China, when kids scroll, if you're under a certain age, it's all informational content. It's all informative. So it's like, oh, you're into architecture, you get architecture. You're into industrial stuff, you get industrial stuff. Here, they're like, it's just whatever you guys think is popular. And so it's like they do dances, they do these little trends. So like in China, it's curated. Here, it's like it's almost like they designed it to make us dumber.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely because it creates TikTok is more dangerous than all the other platforms, I feel like, because it creates an echo chamber. It puts people in a space where they get content, and the algorithm sets it up to where they get content they agree with.
Yeah, that they want, that they like.
Yeah, so if I'm like, it keeps you in the echo chamber. So they're not going to give them any other opposing ideologies that's going against what they believe in. So that's why you see, you know, the LGBTQ community is so popular on TikTok than any other platform, because they're able to express themselves outwardly on TikTok without being judged, because everybody that's coming to watch their content and commenting on it is people that believe in that ideology.
It's so true.
Even the fact that I make content that I make, speaking about what I speak about, I never see that type of stuff on my algorithm.
Oh, me either.
Never, because I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
so,
I never see that stuff.
But if that's what I subscribe to, that's all I'm gonna see.
And it's gonna reinforce your belief.
Reinforce my ideology.
Yeah, the echo chamber is
it's so dangerous. It's very, very dangerous.
It really is, though. I've seen, like, when I first got TikTok, you know, you're just kind of scrolling and it's kind of trying to figure out, like, I remember seeing, like, it looks like a chick because she has boobs, but she identifies as a guy. So it's like a topless girl, but she's like, but I'm a guy. And I'm like, that's a chick with tits. Like, why are you, like, what?
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. And, you know, you can go down there and say, not interested. So I had to do that quite a bit, and I never saw the content.
Yeah,
again.
thank God, man, because it doesn't make any sense, bro.
Let's look at wokeness really quick.
Oh, God.
So what are your thoughts on being woke?
Oh, man. It's dangerous because there's no boundaries to it. Because there's no such thing as being woke enough.
Exactly. That's where I was at.
There's no such thing.
Because the standard changes every day.
Every day, every single day, and so they, you know, and I make videos like this on my channel too, where it's like woke on woke violence.
Yeah.
It's they go against each other when you're not woke enough.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gotten like gay bars and shit shut down because it wasn't gay enough. Like they've got literally like in Portland, in DC, Maryland, crazy stuff. It's like they canceled the Chappelle show at
I saw that
because it was because he was talking about, of course, what he talks about.
Yeah, trans.
Yeah, and so but they shut it down the day of the show.
Yeah.
So it's the woke mob is gonna come get you if you're not woke enough.
Mhm.
And then I mean they had a feminist this is in Norway or something like that, in Scandinavia, one of them countries.
Mhm.
She's a feminist and she's going to jail for 3 years for saying that men cannot be women because she made a tweet.
She's going to jail?
3 years in jail. In I forgot, it's either Norway or one of them Scandinavian
Sweden
places
or something.
Yeah, and literally 3 years because it's considered hate crime. Because
Oh my
you spoke the truth. Literally, she said men can't be women, and there's nothing
scary,
more
man.
truer than that.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson talks about this. He's like, you see them attacking me for my free speech. He's like, you're next.
Yeah, you're next.
And see, that's what I don't think people realize. It's like, and it scares the shit out
There's
of me.
There's no boundaries.
None.
Anybody is gonna get canceled at any point.
Yep.
No matter what, you can be the most woke person today and get canceled tomorrow. It does not matter what you subscribe to.
It's scary, dude, because it's like it's the whole attack on free speech, which is like the scariest thing.
It's
like that's what we need. That's what we thrive on, right?
Yeah.
So we talked about that. Do you think men and women can just be platonic friends? Kind of goes back to our on deck dudes conversation.
It depends on the man.
So you think it's more dependent upon the man's mindset between the relationship of
Correct.
friends?
Because if he doesn't find her attractive, then he won't pursue anything.
Right. But do you even think a man would be friends with a girl if he didn't find her attractive?
Yeah, I have some friends that I'm not attracted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talk to regularly?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Some women friends, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, shit, I would never sleep with you.
At least you're honest about it. You know what I mean? At least you're honest about it. So we kind of talked about this earlier, but I want to kind of elaborate more. So do women with kids have a lower sexual marketplace value than women their same age that don't have kids? Let's say you have two women. One's 28, the other one's 28. One has kids, one the other doesn't. And they look kind of the same. Does one of them have a lower value just because they have kids?
If you compare apples to apples, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Elaborate
Because, I mean,
that.
most men want their own biological kid. You know, just to reiterate on my point earlier, if she's coming in with a kid, a man has to be prepared to be a stepfather.
Yep.
And he has to fulfill that fatherhood and the provision and the protecting of their kid. So yeah, of course. I mean, if you look at a 28-year-old, she has a kid. She looks the same as a 20-year-old. I mean, you can even take the same woman.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, we just cloned you. You have a kid on this side of life, and you don't. The one that doesn't have kids is going to get picked. All
10
the
out
time.
of 10 times.
I mean, it's really you can't deny that fact. And if you do, you're delusional. Once again, you're literally like you're virtuing.
Yeah.
If
virtue signaling. Yeah.
You can't. And then most people that would say, "Oh no, that she doesn't have any less value." You're looking at it from your own perspective.
Yeah.
Look at what men are going to look at, and what do they want? They want women with no kids.
I'll tell you right now, if I got back on the open dating marketplace, I'm not looking for a single mom.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's
not looking for that.
It's hard.
Very hard.
It's hard, and it's even worse coming from me because I do have a kid and I'm a single dad myself.
I think it's different though. You talk
exactly.
About it,
so it's like they're gonna try to villainize you for saying that. Well, you have a kid. Why is it that you won't date nobody with a kid? Well, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not. Men and women are different,
let's
man.
Think about it critically here. Like we're not the same. Her burden of performance is not the same as my burden of performance. There's no correlation with each other.
So true. That's a good way to put it. Burden of performance. I like that. Speaking of that, do you think women can do better than their baby daddy?
Yes.
You do?
I do. And I'll tell you why. She's only able to do better than her baby daddy if her baby daddy is a good man, like a stable, consistent man, individual. Yeah. If her baby daddy ain't shit, because let me give you this.
Okay.
If she gets into a relationship and the man that she meets is considered to be high value, and she meets him and she introduces him to her baby daddy, and he's a criminal, he's dope head, all types of fuck shit. He's not gonna want to put up with that. Yeah. But if he's a stable dude, has a career, takes care of her and the kid too, the other man is not having to outperform the other guy. Yeah. Because they don't want to have to outperform the biological father. Yeah. And so if the baby daddy is I don't even want to say a righteous man, but a stable dude, then the new man is not going to have a problem with that because there's no problem to be had.
Yeah.
But the only man that she's able to attract if she has a problematic baby daddy is a problematic man.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't want to deal with a woman that has a problematic baby daddy.
No.
Not at all. I mean, we don't want to deal with the fact that you got a kid anyway, but now I
Yeah.
have to deal with a problematic baby daddy too.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not dealing with that.
not at all.
And a lot of women want to compare themselves to like Sierra and Russell Wilson, and it's like, but Sierra is
That is an
incredibly good looking, highly successful.
That is not. Yeah, you can't. That's the worst thing these women do nowadays. Compare themselves to the celebrities.
And then Kevin Samuels always brings this up. He's like, "What does her life matter to you? We talking about you."
Yeah, yeah. You're not as rich as her.
Are you as fine as Sierra?
You're not as fine as Sierra. Not even remotely close.
Sierra's a dime.
So
She's bad as hell.
And then most of the time, I'm sure her income takes care of the kids.
Yes, dude.
Yes, she wants probably Russell to take care of the kids, but I'm sure she's like, I mean, I'm a millionaire.
Yeah,
like,
she
I don't
makes
need your
tons
money.
of money.
This is
Yeah.
not your kid. So they have that kind of understanding.
Yeah.
But when it's like a average woman that really, is just making average income, she's gonna want the man to make more money than her to be able to provide for his non-biological kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, she could do better than her baby daddy, but she got to make sure her baby daddy is not an ain't shit dude.
Yeah, so true. And then it's a double standard because it's like if a woman would want you to take care of their kid, but if you had a kid, she's not expected to take care of your kid.
She's not
At all.
No.
But like you said, your burdens are different, and I think they want them to be the same until it's like not beneficial for them.
Exactly.
Women love double standards that favor them.
Yeah,
Getting into the
favor
club.
them. Yeah.
I love getting VIP without having to pay.
Yes.
I love men opening doors for me. It's like, well, I mean, you like that, but there's a lot of things you don't like.
They can't even name a double standard that benefit men. Like if you were to ask them, hey, name me something that benefits men that doesn't benefit you.
Oh, they have no idea. Yeah.
None.
Yeah. Anything happens in society, you see a girl getting beat up, I'm expected
They'll just blame
to
the
jump in.
patriarchy, but
Yeah, the patriarchy built the modern world we live in. All the things, and I really looked into oppression the other day. I was like, what is oppression?
right.
Oppression is only true if you don't know it's realized. If it's a realized oppression, that's not oppression.
Exactly.
It's like in North Korea. Those people are oppressed. They don't even know it. They're brainwashed. If you know that you have things against you, you're not oppressed because you can change it.
Exactly.
And so that's the whole thing. It's like right now, it's like people think, well, I'm oppressed and it's this, it's the patriarchy. It's like, you don't want a matriarchy. Promise you that. That's why it didn't last.
We wouldn't be here.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here, dude. It'd be bad.
I mean, they always say we don't need men, but they don't understand if men were to disappear right now, if all of us tomorrow morning got up and there was no men to exist or no men existing at the moment, a lot of women started to die off. Now, will they make it eventually? Yeah, but
maybe
majority of them going to start dying off because most of the stuff that runs the infrastructure that keeps civilization going and alive is ran by men.
What is it? STEM, 80%. I love that you know so much about Kevin Samuels. 80% of STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, is predominantly ran by men.
Ran by men.
Men are just more into that.
Exactly.
Men are into things. Women are into people. Yeah, and that's why there's more women nurses and things like that. Psychiatrists, teachers.
Exactly.
And so it's like, do you think, because 80% of the men and 20% of the women take care of 100% of the population.
Exactly.
Do you realistically think if 80% of the men died, that 20% of the women could take care of 100% of the women?
And you'll have like a macho ass woman coming, I could take, I could do construction.
Yeah.
You're an outlier. Like most women are not built like you. Like
G.I. Janes aren't.
You're not. No, you're an anomaly, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna have to literally help all these societies.
Like super alpha females. It's like, I'd be fine, I can do it. And it's like, but most women don't have like scabs on their hands and like
they don't lift weights like
they don't lift weights like you do. Like you do marathons and lift like nobody's trying to do CrossFit. So let's go to this. Are men and women equal?
No. I mean, we all have different strengths and weaknesses. You can't compare an orange and an apple.
Yeah.
Are they a fruit? Yeah. Are we humans? Are we, the same creature? Yeah.
Yeah.
But do we have different strengths and weaknesses? Yeah. Of
Completely
course.
agree.
Yeah,
I don't think
you can't be equal with things that are not the same.
Right. Are you pro-life or pro-choice?
Pro-life.
Really? Yeah. Elaborate. Is it a religious background that makes you think that way?
No. Mine stems from logic. My logic, I guess.
Okay, no, go ahead. Elaborate.
Because, I mean, I just... When you have conversations with people that are pro-choice and you ask them simple questions like, do you believe that, like, for example, for people that believe in pro-choice, you can kill the baby at any point, have an abortion at any point. So do you believe that when a mother gets killed and she's pregnant, why is that a double homicide? Also, because most in some places, you can have abortion up until birth.
Yeah, that's kind of
up until
fucked,
9 months.
I think.
So it's like when you ask them, okay, well, when does life begin? They're like, well, at birth. Okay.
Yeah.
So when the baby gets born, you agree that that baby shouldn't be killed, right? Because it's here now.
Yeah.
But you also agree that you should have an abortion up until 9 months. So what is the difference? Like, let's say you have the baby tomorrow.
Right.
What is the difference with the baby tomorrow than today, except the fact that it's in a different location?
Yeah. One's in the womb.
Today is
one's
in the
not.
womb. Tomorrow it's outside of the womb. So how is the one that's still in the womb just a clump of cells in a fetus?
Yeah.
But tomorrow it's a whole baby. It doesn't make any sense. It's not. They're not consistent.
Yeah.
And that's really where the flaw comes in when it comes to the pro-choice people.
What if it's and I'm going to paint a scenario without trying to use the harsh words, but what if it was a scenario where a woman had been approached with unwanted sex, and then byproduct of it became pregnant and was like was forced to have sex? You know what I mean? Like, would you be more open to it then, or would you say, hey, it's pro-life, like I want you to have that kid?
I wouldn't. If I was to be the one to make the choice, I would say have the baby and give it up if you don't want it. Because it's the baby. It's not the baby's fault that it's there. So why are you punishing the baby? Because in this whole scenario, yeah, the woman might feel pain and trauma.
Right.
But at the end of the day, who's ultimately getting harmed? It's the baby.
Yeah. True.
There's no abortion where the baby comes out alive.
No.
So it's
it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. So it's unfortunate, and I sympathize with your situation that you were forced into this. But I've known more women that have had abortions that regretted their abortion than women that celebrate their abortion. Now, it might be different on media and stuff like that now. But if you were to know somebody personally that will tell you, man, I had an abortion about 20, 15 years ago. I wish I didn't do it.
Right.
Nobody has ever came up and told you, yeah, man, I'm glad I did that.
Right.
That was the best shit I did. I mean, I saw one video that I posted on my channel.
Yeah.
Where the woman was talking about, oh, it's the best decision that I've ever made. You're satanic. An abortion. There's no such thing as a best decision when it comes to abortion. Most women that have abortions, especially in a ectopic pregnancy or a forced situation, they don't celebrate that.
Yeah.
They don't out there and market an abortion. They're always remorseful, regretful, like, damn, I hate that I had to get an abortion. I wish I wanted a baby, but I didn't want it to come into a situation where I was forced, or if it's a high risk pregnancy, a woman never says, oh yeah, I'm glad I had an abortion. No, it's like, damn, I'm sad I had to get an abortion.
Right.
The people that celebrate these abortions are the ones that are having it as an elective.
Yeah.
Meaning they went out there, because if you look at the data, forced abortion and high risk abortions are like 2%. 2%. 98 of abortions are from people that decided to have sex, unprotected sex or whatever, and got pregnant and decided to go have an abortion. Meaning you could have literally got an adoption, or you could have chose not to have sex. Most of the people that are advocating for abortion are wanting it as a way. I can't even say the word concert. How do you say that word?
Consciousness?
No.
Conscientia, or
like a plan B. What is that called? Contraceptive.
Oh, contraception.
That's what they used abortion as.
Yeah.
Like a way of, oh shit, I shouldn't have got pregnant. Let me go get rid of it.
Yeah.
So it's not any legitimate reason. And then if they do have a reason, the reasons are like, oh, I wanted to focus on my career. Well, that's still selfish.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have enough money. Most people that have kids, if you look at civilization in total, we're usually struggling. So that's not a valid excuse. Oh, I just didn't want to have a baby right now. Well, you shouldn't have had sex.
You should, yeah. And I kind of want to give you a little pushback. So you had talked about like who suffers, the kid, right?
Right.
So when you started talking about that, it brought up the idea of consciousness, right? So if I'm see how I can word this. So if the kid's the one that suffers, right? When do you think like consciousness is into a play for the child? Is it when they're a fetus?
In the fetus.
Because let's say the fetus doesn't even know it's a thing. Like it's just living cells at this point. So if something happens, it doesn't. Well,
you can say that. You can say this. Why do you believe that? Because you don't have memories of it.
Very true.
Okay, so you could say the same thing for when you were a 1-year-old. You don't have memories of you as a 1-year-old.
Don't have memories when I was.
So just because you don't have memories of yourself in the fetus, that don't mean you didn't experience any human-like phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
My son was moving around when he heard music in her stomach. My son was moving around when I was talking to him in the belly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're conscious.
Yeah.
And then not only that, once the egg gets fertilized, it's a whole new set of DNA created.
Yeah.
That DNA holds the baby's eye color, the baby's hair color, the baby's height, how big they're going to be, how smart they are in their intelligence, their personality. So it's an individual that ain't been realized into being a full-formed human yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they always say, well, it's not a fully formed human. We're never fully formed. I'm still growing, and so are you.
Yeah.
When are you fully formed?
It's a good question.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. So it's like, yeah, I understand, like I said, the forced situation, the dangerous situations. Yes. See, but those people are not celebrating it. They're not advocating.
No, yeah, they don't
It's
want
mostly
to do it,
at home, private, you know. They don't even want people to know they had an abortion.
Yeah, it's kind of taboo. Like, oof.
Yeah.
Don't talk about that.
These people that are promoting this shit, it's like I said, man. I can't. Most of the stuff I want to say I can't because of YouTube, and you know we're gonna get fucking canceled. But like I said, it's sacrificial. I believe it's mostly sacrificial.
To me, if it was out of their control completely and they were forced out of their will to do it, I believe you should have an option to do it, especially if it's going to be a complicated pregnancy.
Right. Complicated pregnancies is not an abortion. It's not.
Well, the procedure's technically an abortion, but it's not in the same vein. I feel like.
Right.
Technically, on paper, that's
and
called
most
an
of
abortion.
the time, like a complicated pregnancy, that means the baby's dying.
Right.
Already.
So it's like it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So either the baby's about to die or she's about to die.
Mm-hmm.
So in most of the time, in that situation, when it's either life and death between the mom and the baby, moms pick the baby.
Yeah.
They'll say, "Hey, save the baby, not me."
Yeah, it's true. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's a weird decision to make.
But those are that's not an abortion. It's not an abortion.
Yeah.
If it's dangerous, it's not. That's why people will say, well, it's healthcare. Yeah, that part might be healthcare, but you going and terminating it, but just because you have a career, that's not healthcare.
Yeah, that's really selfish to me.
Yeah.
Like if it's to the point where you said like almost using it like contraception. It's
That's
like,
what
I
they're
got
doing,
pregnant. It's like, let me just kill it. Like, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. I have to piss like a racehorse, so let me put this on real quick. If you want to,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna put this on. I drank way too much water, bro. I'll be right back.
All right, bro.
Let me put this down. My keys at? Oh my god, I drank so much. Keep that thought. We're gonna start.
All right, cool. Say less.
Well, having multiple romantic relationships to me is exhausting. One is enough. But what about?
Right. But if you go to something that's like in a frozen, aisle, it changes perspective.
All right. Whew, I drank way too much. Well, I got drunk last night, so I was like,
Oh man, me and my girl was lit last night too.
So I was like, bro, I need to hydrate, and I hydrated a little too much today. Okay, we're back. I don't have a ton of battery left, but I do want to bring up the last topic.
No worries.
All right, here we go. Cool. Appreciate y'all's patience. Thank you so much, chat. We'll have to get back into that one later. That subject right there, I think we could talk about a lot. But let's do this.
So I'm guessing you're pro-choice.
I'm pro-choice. Yeah.
Okay.
I think if it's their body, their choice, I think they should have a say on what they do.
So do you believe in mandated vaccines?
No, No, I think you should have the choice now.
Okay.
If you want to take
most people are very like contradicting when it comes to that. Like, no, you should be mad at
No. I think if you want to take it, cool. If you don't want to take it, whatever. Just don't be mad when you get sick and it's way worse than you want it to be.
So when do you believe that the line should be drawn when they should stop having abortions?
I think when it becomes to a point where it's like, if you're 6 months in, like, bro, you need to have that kid. I don't think you should be able to kill like a sentient, like conscious living thing that has a huge potential to have a healthy pregnancy. But
so how does that?
But think about it this way. There's 150,000 living cells in a fly.
Okay.
There's less than that in a fetus. You don't give a fuck about killing a fly. But a fetus is a much bigger deal, right? Well, it's life. It's the potential for life, right?
I mean, but if you can't compare an insect and a human, though.
True, but we're looking at just the living cells. That's what it is. This one maybe does have more potential. It could be better, but like, who's to say if it's born into a life that's really detrimental to them? Like, it's a single mom who she got with a degenerate man. Like, yeah, that kid has a life, but is it a life that you really think is going to be worth living if they're going to be another statistic?
Well, I mean, that argument can also kind of backfire because it's kind of stating that kids that are born into poverty shouldn't be allowed to live in a sense.
Well, it could be super rich too. If you're a shit mom and you do cocaine your entire pregnancy and you know your kid's going to come out like, or you're just not fit to be a mom and you know it.
I mean, that's when you should just don't fucking have sex.
Don't have sex, don't have kids. But the thing is like, and I think we don't celebrate the victories we had in the modern world of medicine. Hundreds of years ago, this wasn't even an option. Now it is. We take advantage of a lot of the medical advances we have now, but that one, the pro-life, pro-choice thing, is like one they're like, I don't want to. We shouldn't take advantage of that.
I mean, it's because it's kind of like a detriment. It is, especially for our community, because 50% of abortions are Black babies.
I did not know that.
In New York alone, in 2019, they had more Black babies aborted than born. They killed more babies than babies that were actually born.
That's crazy. I would also like to look at the rate of crime in that same demographic.
Right.
To say, of the Black children that were born, how many were born into poverty? How many were born into a life of crime?
But it's also,
versus,
when you look at the history,
I don't know,
of Planned Parenthood,
mm-hmm.
if you look at who the founder was, Margaret Sanger, and what she believed in,
mm-hmm.
it kind of ties into where it's at today,
mm-hmm.
which is eugenesis.
Yeah, eugenics, yeah.
Meaning being able to dictate who gets born and what type of people get to have kids.
Yeah.
And she specifically did that to the Black community. She placed most of the Planned Parenthood locations in minority places.
Oh, see, I did not know that.
So it was enabling women, Black women, to be able to go have these abortions at a whim. And it was also fulfilling Margaret's agenda, tried to almost exterminate the degenerates of Black people who she considered to be subspecies.
Right.
So it was kind of, so I put all that into perspective.
Right.
And then only Western civilizations promote this ideology. If you go
pro-choice.
Of abortions.
Of abortions.
Of abortions, period. If you look at any of the African countries, the South American countries, any of those places that's not considered westernized, this is not an issue. But they're more poor than we are.
Right.
So how is it that they use the excuse of, well, it's to help the kids not come into poverty, and that's why, you know, we promote the abortions. Okay, well, why don't you promote these abortions into countries that are poor?
Right.
I came from the poorest country in the world. Ethiopia literally has the lowest GDP in the
entire world,
on the planet.
Yeah.
So I ain't seen Planned Parenthood there.
True. You got a point.
So it's like, why? Because one, she had access to the Black Americans that she was around.
Right.
And then two, it was easy to place that where she needed in place because it was also being propagated by the government.
That's another thing. Government really stepping in and like, there's something about white old men wanting to tell women what they can do with their bodies.
Right.
Do you think it would be right if women got to vote on what they did with their bodies? Who has a say in that? Who is the right person of, you know, an intelligent standpoint, a morality standpoint? Whose job is it to pick if that
Society.
is?
Society.
But
because
look at it this way, though. society's ran by white men. Majority of them.
I mean,
and it's men. So you're essentially saying it's a man's job to pick what a woman can do with her body.
But women have the options to get into those places, though. I think
they do. They 100% do, but they don't.
They choose that.
Exactly.
So it's like, well, I mean, if you want to fight for your rights like you say you would, and then men gave you that option to fight for these rights as well, because men were the one. Because if you go back in history and look at the history of voting and women's rights, who were the ones voting on these bills? Men were.
Yeah, it was men.
So yeah, you can say men are keeping you down, or the men are the ones making these laws, but men also gave you the opportunity to come into these places to be able to make changes into these laws. So it's like, well, do you want these rights? Okay, well, come in and be in a place to do something about it. Right. So it's like, well, why can't men have a say-so on abortion? Because we're the ones that also have to raise these kids as well, and we're the ones that
it comes out of our check, man.
It's coming out of our dicks. This is our sperm. So it's like, well, we got to have a say-so, because at the end of the day, when a woman chooses to have an abortion or not have an abortion, the men have no choice. Because if I got my woman pregnant and I didn't want the baby, but she chose to keep the baby, I'm still held responsible. I still have to pay child support.
Yep.
Men can't financially abort the kid.
You can't financially abort.
So if I can't do that, why can't I have a say-so in abortion law? Because I'm tied to this abortion. So if I can't do nothing about it, why can't I not vote on it?
Great point. My phone's going to die. We'll end it on that. This was a fucking great talk.
Yeah, man.
So we're going to have you back. Again. Yes. I think we're going to start doing like a monthly thing with Antonious, just so I think he has a great perspective, and I like that. We agree on some things. We don't agree on some things. Right. But as you can see, we can have a friendly dialogue.
Right.
There's no animosity. I'm not calling him stupid. He's not, So I think promoting this level of transparency and just kind of speaking our own truth is great for other people to see.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you have anything else to say to the folks before we...
No, man, I enjoyed my time here, and I appreciate you having me, bro.
Hey, absolutely.
And if you guys want to find me, I'm sure he'll put my channel in the description. Go ahead and subscribe. I make content about conservative perspective.
What is the name of your channel? Give them that.
It's called Journey to Prosperity. And if you put my name next to it, it'll pop up. But I'm sure if you just put Journey to Prosperity, it will come up on there. So if you guys are, aligned with more of a perspective, conservative perspective, that's where I make content on, depending on talking about politics, political news, social ideologies, and trending topics. And I make commentary on it using a conservative perspective. So
go sub to this dude's channel. It's growing. So I love to see what you're doing, man.
Thanks,
so
man.
We'll have you out again. Until next time, you can shiggity, wig, wiggity, big, biggity, bet it, guys. I will see you guys on the next one.
Next
Peace. One. Oh, that was solid, man. That was super good.